YouTube recording started, session number 67, I believe we're up to, of the Chronicles of Denalia. Okay, so at this time, it is day 188, about 11 o'clock a.m. or so. Chromie just walked out of the abandoned house in the southwestern part of Rinvera. The rest of the party I had waiting on the wagon. What is the party doing at this time?
Just for a little recap, because I don't remember going to any abandoned house.
No, this was pre-you entirely.
Yeah, Dom, the house does predate Vasa, or even Dora's.
No, this
I was
predates Dom in general.
Mm-hmm.
I was mainly talking about like when last session did we go to said abandoned house?
Oh,
About the last
yeah,
5 minutes.
last 5 minutes. It was rushed.
Yeah, it was. So, Chromie, do you step out of the house? Are you closing the door behind you?
Oh, absolutely.
Alright, close the door behind you. What are you doing at this time?
Okay, at that time, this was before going to the other place, correct?
Mm-hmm. There's a couple other places you wanted to go.
Yes. So, yeah, taking the party to those other places.
Alright, closest one would be the Temple of Vernellus. Vasa, you're familiar with it. Vilk and Alawi, I'd have to do separate intel checks for both of you, but the point is it's near the center of the city with the temples. Let's check for encounters on the way. Are all my dice here? Yeah, they're here. No encounters. Okay. So the party makes it to the Temple of Vernellus. Now what?
Okay, as you know, Dungeon Master, I have a piece of paper to share with them. So I don't know if anybody else has any business in the temple or not, but this won't take long if y'all just want to wait out here.
No complaints from me.
None here.
Okay, in that case, Dungeon Master, I'll go in.
Alright.
Find somebody appropriate to discuss the matter with, show them the piece of paper, and
They say they'll look into it and update you at your address at the Drunken Fighter if they turn up anything.
yes,
And,
very good.
Appreciate the sleuth work. Okay, moving on from there. Let's see. Anything else you want to do in the temple?
I don't think so.
Okay.
All right. So there was that, and of course I had to stop by the third location to check
Alright.
with those people.
Well, it's getting
And
close to lunchtime. The party is still by the Temple of Vernellus.
All right. Well, unless we're close to the inn, we need to get some food, don't we?
Mm-hmm.
All right. What are our available options?
Well, you've got the temples nearby, but not too far away would be various markets where you would be able to buy some overpriced, but still something from various vendors that would be pretty filling. Or if you travel a bit further, there's inns all over the place, of course.
Hmm. Uh, yeah, for convenience and expedience, I'll treat the party to lunch.
Okay, just throw down some money, it should be good. This is mostly normal prices. Yeah, the city is beginning to empty out. There's wagon trains heading towards all the different gates and so forth. People are heading back home after the tournament.
All right, I'm guessing 2 platinum should be enough to feed our motley crew.
Oh, definitely.
Okay, then after we eat, yeah, stop by that other place, check with and I hope this won't wreck anybody's off-world knowledge, but yeah, check with the Assassin's Guild about the status of the Crimson Tide, and yeah.
Alright, so you'll get that part of the negotiations done, basically. Next time you're in the city, we'll handle the last bit of it, like we discussed earlier. Should be good. At this point, we're all caught up.
Okay.
Adding a bit of time for traveling and discussion, I'm calling this about 1 p.m.
All right, then unless somebody in the party objects, I think we need to haul ass and go get the rest of the coin. And I got a message.
What coin?
The Dragon Horde coin.
That was my character.
Okay, well, in that case, that's my character, the Dragon Horde coin.
What Dragon Horde?
Alawi, would you like a intel check? As there have been rumors flying around about this for a while, it is plausible that you could have heard of this.
Well, my character doesn't put much stock into rumors, so.
All right, you don't have to take the intel check if you don't want it. Yep,
Yeah,
I
no,
guess
I failed
you
that
missed
one.
it. I haven't kept your ear to the ground type of deal. All right, there you go.
No, for my character thing, they don't care about rumors.
So, Ilawi, not long before the tournament began, my companions and I killed a great blue dragon. You might be able to find some of its meat in the market other than at my inn. Anyhow, we have not finished recovering all of the hoard. Daylight is burning. So, Dungeon Master, gonna get the party mounted up, wagons, and roll out.
Okie dokie. So, just to make sure we're on the same page here, we have the party as it stands being Akrormi, Jaziel, since he counts as an NPC essentially, Alawi, Vasa, Velkin, Cassie, and John. And, yeah, formations is going to have to be updated, I think.
Oh, yeah.
I've already updated all of mine.
So you've got your guys' names there. Okay, so you're taking 5 wagons by the looks of it. John's driving wagon 1. Velkin, you're driving wagon 2.
Yes, because Grills did not want to be off of his horse to drive the last one.
All right. Okay, Dom's
But
character
he
doing
has
that.
yet to update the watch.
Yeah, I still need to do that.
All right, well, that's going to be needed by tonight, but duly noted. Yeah. Thank you, Aiden.
I'm staring at it right now.
Okay. Okay, so yeah, it's those 5 people leading those 5 wagons, plus a Akrormi and Jaziel up front. Your NPCs, Cassie and John, are of course good with this, and good. Okay, there's my sweater. Give me a second. I was wondering why it's freezing. I realized I took off my sweater and it's cold. Got a bit of snow today.
So we got Velkin, who is Dro, Vasa, John, Cassie, and Ilawi. Well, shit.
Mm-hmm.
Not much for provision. Okay.
You don't know about me.
You pass for human. I think you're human. See? But a Dro is a Dro. That's a dark elf. They have provision. Okay. And let's see. What were your professions again? Cleric. Cleric.
You mean our class?
Yeah, but it would be based off what he's seen. So, for example, a cleric who didn't wear their holy symbol proudly and, they carried a mace and they wore heavy armor, they could be mistaken for a fighter. Or a magic user who's in leather and shit, it could be a thief or a fighter. Magic
Velkin
user.
introduced herself as a healer at one point.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so.
Him.
Him? Okay, him. My bad. All right.
And I kind of look human. I'm not sure if you've seen my picture.
You're a Dro elf.
Yeah, Velkin, sadly, as a Dro, you're going to be pretty recognizable. You are very pale-skinned for a Dro, and you are very dark-skinned for basically anything else.
Effectively, the Dro elf is effectively black.
Yeah.
All right, so... Okay, we still have Vasa instead of Karma. Okay, we've lost Vi. Oh, so we actually gained a body.
Yeah, new player.
Velkin, I copied your character picture over to Party Pics, one of the information channel things.
Speaking of that, did you ever pick a weapon, babe?
I think I was using a bow.
You may want to check your character sheet because that's the one thing.
Short bow, short sword.
Aha.
Okay, there you go.
There you go.
There we go. The watch schedule is updated.
Okay. Alawi, Cassie, Velkin, John, Vasa, Mead. Link boys, well, you don't have any right now. Okay. So, at this time, the party has loaded on up with the various pieces of equipment and such. Akromid, I recall at the end of last session you gave an impromptu how to drive a wagon thing. It's not that hard, right? You've got a couple supplies and such, because you've been throwing gold at the shit, and it'd be like, oh, hey, you know, common wagon supply materials would probably be included on there. Uncommon things, no, but common, yeah. I'm not going through the minutia. Alright,
yes,
party.
plenty of food and water for the party and the animals.
Alright, party will clear the city by close to 3 p.m. Oh, that's the wrong number. Alright, so it is 3 p.m. Akromid, what is your goal? Where are you leading this party?
Okay, my keep is in between here and the dragon's place, correct?
Somewhat. You could use it as a midway point, but you kind of have to veer north to get to it. If you took the road, it would be faster. You've done the journey at this point. It's like, yeah, sticking to the road as long as possible is faster, but you end up camping at night.
Yeah, so we're headed to my keep first, because remember I did buy a bunch of supplies that are going to need to be dropped off. So that's our first destination.
Alright, heading to the east side, then going north. How fast is the party traveling?
Okay, we should be able to do, what, about 3 miles an hour?
Is that what we'd like to try?
Are we on the road?
Yes.
I was asking the dungeon master.
Yeah, right now you're on the roaded part of Rinvera, going northwest.
Okay.
Okay. 3 miles per hour, duly noted. That will take you that much time to there. Huh. Okay. Alright. One moment, please, party. Ooh, hello. Yeah, sadly it doesn't work for this time of day. Nor does that, nor does that. Okay, re-rolling. Oh. Alright, well, as the party heads on out, you all are not the only wagon or even wagon train on this road here, but at your current point in time, you're not like caught in a traffic jam with anyone else. There's like a group coming up behind you by 5-10 minutes. There's a group ahead of you by 5-10 minutes type of deal. People are heading out. There's also some travelers heading on in. Other than that, not much else to report.
Okay. Again, Dungeon Master, standard protocol with spyglass, shit like that.
Alright. Okay.
Loaded envenomed crossbow at the ready.
Alright. Okay. Well, after about 3 or so hours, give me a second. That puts you a couple hours until sunset, and you will have made it to the E sign.
Okay. In that case, we will turn and go off-road, headed to my keep.
Alright, how fast do you wish to off-road?
We're going to go 2.5 miles an hour.
Okay. Hey, Chromate, I just rolled an intel check for you. You're probably going to end up traveling in the night. You do know that, right?
Yeah, I figured as much already.
Alright. Well, let us begin. Alright, the next 2 hours pass rather uneventfully. Obviously, the wagon trains aren't there with you anymore. You veered north and they kept on the road going west. As night begins to fall, party members, we've got Cassie, the woman who's driving wagon number... One second, let me check. She's driving the last wagon. As night begins to fall, she draws forth her short sword and whispers something to it, and it glows a sickly green light. John gets a torch up and running. What is the rest of the party doing in terms of trying to get visibility as night falls and things get pretty dark?
I'm good.
I'm good.
Vasa, you doing anything?
Which wagon is Vasa on?
I'm gonna pull out
Dan,
a
Tom.
headlamp or a lamp of some sort and continue reading my book.
Well,
Yep.
Vulcan, you're not able to read your book as you're driving. We seem to have had a miscommunication. In
I
fact,
did not know I was driving because I've been saying the whole time that I was sitting on the wagon reading my book.
alright, minor rollback of time. Vulcan, this group has 5 wagons, and someone in the party will probably be like, hey, we need you to drive.
Okay, then I will just keep following the rest of them.
Okay. Now, another thing, Velkin, you, of course, are not at all bothered by the darkness. As a Drow, you have infravision. In fact, you have superior infravision. You can see very far at night. Heat distortions, you're able to navigate fairly easily. So, you do not require light. But should someone strike up a torch, it's kind of like, well, someone turning on the light when your eyes are wide open because it's dark. 1 second, phone call.
I have to be a fucking mile away from the damn thing.
Alright, I'm back. Sorry about that.
Oh,
One
well,
second.
But
Okay, Vasa, do y'all still have the lightstone torch? Who's keeping track of that?
we should, because the Teamsters and the Link Boys gave everything they had back when they quit.
Mm-hmm. Alright, well, someone does need to keep track of important things like that. For now, as a
if I was not given it, I do not know where it is, and it did not belong to me. Therefore, that falls underneath Roses, since that
Yeah.
was his shit.
So yeah, I'll pass that over to Vasa then, since
Okay, so
she's
Vasa,
indicating an
mark it on
interest.
your character sheet. Okay, so yeah, Velkin, like I was saying, you have infravision. You should be good. Do you still wish to use a lantern?
What are you doing, Cat? There's a fucking wraith right there.
Alright. Well, let me know one way or the other. Let's see. I believe that covers me for the light sources the party is using. This is important for determining if things are going to see you as
Yes.
encounters. Naomi,
You
as a Drow, you have superior infravision. Probably the best around,
Okay.
in fact.
I
Do you-
heard that.
Alright, do you still wish to use a light source?
No, I guess I don't need to.
Mm-hmm. Now, there is light coming from behind you. As long as you don't look behind you, it shouldn't spoil your infravision. Alright. Onwards to encounter rolls. So, night comes, darkness falls upon Denalia. But the next 2 hours are still rather uneventful as Akromede, leading on Jaziel, directs the wagons to his keep. Alawi, Velkin, it's your first time here. It is a modest stone construction about 1 story tall. Decently large, all things considered. It's not some hovel, but it's not a grand palace either. I believe there is a battle map, effectively, of it in images. Anyways, what is the party's actions at this time? New, about 10 p.m.
Okay, gonna get the animal scene too. Get the supplies that I brought for the keep unloaded, and get the party inside, make introductions, and give Kassan an update.
Grilled cheese.
Okay.
Grilled cheese.
Anyone doing anything special?
Standard night routine. I'm just gonna set up in the main room.
Alright, you're setting up in the central room. Oh, Cassie and John are in the central room. Stuff you said in voice.
No, they're in the other room where they've always been.
Oh yeah, that's right. One sec. I might need to get an updated thing. It's been a while and the party's switched heads a bit.
Yeah, but they've been in the same room the entire time. That hasn't changed.
Oh, here, let's make this simple. Let me get a thing right now for it. Okay, so, let's use text here. So Aiden, your character's in the middle room.
Mm-hmm.
You have
Actually,
John and Cassie in what used to be Scorpius and Umbra's... Oh, actually, no, they moved. That's right. Nope, I got
yeah, that is Dora's in Borgoth's old room.
it. Give me a second. I got an idea. Just a second. This fill solid red. The second color needs to be red. Okay.
I'm good. How are you?
Green. Apologies, I gotta start keeping better track of these details. So, damn it. And then this, let's make that dark blue. Dark blue. Let's just make that black. Alright, party.
Maybe you gotta put in your actions for the round.
Bloop. Alright, see out of character chat. I have now colored the rooms red, green, blue, orange, purple, black.
Alright,
So,
hold on. There we go.
Oh,
Okay.
just threw a grenade. Just hit me.
Meat is red. Green is where I'm at. Blue is where Vasa, John, Cassie are at.
okay.
Black is a
Orange.
storeroom.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Orange
just
is
labeling the rooms.
Scorpius and what's their name's spare room? Or not the spare room, but their room. The purple room is where the girls are at.
Cat, shoot your.
Which we still have not figured out what happened to Chroma. Not Chroma. Or Narus.
This is true. Now, Vulcan, please specify what this nighttime routine is. Like, once you've
You
done it a
never
few
told
times.
us what our night routine is, Eminem. That's on you, not us right now.
Actually, that's your character. What do you do at night?
We don't know because you didn't tell us what our characters would normally do for what we are, Eminem.
You know what you are.
Cleric,
It's
Holy
person.
Warrior. We don't know our routines because you never told us.
Oh, then
Yeah, I'm
that's
gonna go
just
for a
nightly
smoke real
prayers.
quick.
Do we do nightly prayers? Is there like some sort of thing we have to do before we go to bed? You didn't tell us any stipulations here.
Alright, so that's what you mean. Yes, there's nighttime
Yes.
prayers. It's not necessary technically, but you know, if you want to be a good member of your faith, that works.
Which is why I said you never told us our night routine.
Alright, I understand now. Apologies for the miscommunication. So other than that, is the party doing anything special? And there, I got a
No.
legend going. Am I missing anyone? I'm missing Velkin, where she wants to be, or where she's going, I should say.
Storeroom is 2 words, not 1.
It can be 2 or 1, depends. Yeah. Hey, Vasa, you can give me a perception check.
Okay.
Okay. And yes, Dungeon Master, about what time is it that we get to the keep? Like 2 hours after dark, I think you said?
Yeah, about 10 p.m. or thereabouts.
Okay, so yeah, once we get there and everything is taken care of, we will eat. And yeah, I think that's late enough that we don't need to sit around and play cards or jaw jack, and make sure the keep is secure and go to bed.
Okay.
Pass. Teen double M.
Hmm. Just give me a second there. Okay, Vasa, I will message you something. Do.
So, which room am I going into?
Either blue or green.
I
Take your
mean,
pick.
is there an extra bed? Because I don't think you want to share a room with or share a bed with a drow.
There are no beds. The only room with a bed are the kids' room, the orange room, and Need's room.
Okay, then
Everyone else is sleeping on a sleeping bag.
okay.
Bedrolls are
Would
part of
you
the standard
want
kit.
the company?
I'm in the main room.
Well, you're in green.
Yeah, that's the main room where you eat, cook, meet people. It's your only options are blue or green. Or the stables if you want to be attacked.
I guess I'll go to the main room.
So you're in the green
So
room?
yeah.
Okay, recorded. Alright, now when the monster creeps into the keep, I'll know who's in which room. This will help a lot when I kill y'all. Okay. Now that sleeping order has been established, and we should really move this to formations, but it can stay here for now. Alright, so let me check actions as stated. Grill's done. Vasa, take horses before standard nighttime routine. Good. Standard nighttime routine for person. That man has never told me. Okay, so Alawi, you do prayers to Zarbod and so on and so forth. Valken, you do prayers to your god, so on and so forth. 1 second actually. Falcon. Alright, I know who your god is. Alright. Other than the standard nighttime routine, I presume everyone is, of course, eating whatever dinner is left over from what Kassan made and going to bed.
Yes.
Okay. In that case, nighttime continues onward. Yes, thank you, Naomi. I had a brain fart for a second, so I looked up your alignment. Alright. And let us roll the dice. See what happens. Ooh, this is a fun result. What is on page 29 of this book? This is like dragons and shit. That's no good. I will give it a singular reroll. I don't feel like rolling for encounters all night. Oh, I see some in-game chatter. Alright, I'm just gonna pass. Non-encounter. Ugh. Okay, well, party. The night passes, morning comes, light begins to shine upon Denalia. Clerics slash holy warriors, you basically have standard prayers at the beginning and end of the day, is a standard routine type deal, so new. Morning. Now, Naomi, for your benefit, as you're a new player to the group, let me do my best to be your eyes for this world. The keep has some supplies at hand, but it's clearly like it's maintained, but it's not very well developed, if you will. It was possibly a ruin of something else that's been patched up here and there, but not a lot of development's gone into fully refurbishing it. The main living areas that the party is in seem okay, but the rest of it's kind of ramshackle at points. Notable NPCs include two girls. They both appear human. They might be like, 8 to 10 in years. One's older than the other, obviously. They keep to themselves for the most part, although the younger one looks at you very curiously. You're pretty used to the stares, though. It's probably because you're a drow. There is Kasan, Akromede's wife. She looks young enough to be his daughter, maybe? Hard to tell with the young living races, though. When you have a lifespan measured in thousands of years, those that live less than a century, you blink and they're gone, so it could be something there, could be not. She has a baby with her, a little tusked horror, and she looks pregnant. Alright, I believe this concludes... Oh yeah, there's also a small raccoon the size of like a baby bear running around occasionally.
Toad.
Oh, that's right, and a large toad. It spends most of its time underneath one of the beds.
No touching.
Alright, Aiden, 10 XP for your character. That's thank you for the reminder. I believe this concludes the roll call of NPCs and things at the keep. Right. Breakfast, washroom, clean up your things, head out to the wagons. Okay, Velkin, one thing I didn't mention last night because it was too dark to see. Obviously, when you're outside, you'll be looking around because you're not just, staring blindly into the sun. There are two ballista on top of this keep. One of them is loaded, the other is not.
Balliston.
Ballista on this keep, on top, on the roof. Alright, I do think that covers everything. Alright, allow a morning routine. Kasan makes a breakfast. It's decent. Nothing great. Nothing special. Nothing terrible either. She has the girls help... Girls, yes, I can't talk right tonight. She has the girls help her a lot. Alright, breakfast, family time, get with party, wagons ready to roll. Breakfast, washroom, morning routine, running routine. Okay, done, and done, and done, and done. So, advancing time. Swear to God, why does that keep happening? Alright, after an hour or so, everyone's morning routine is done.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Did Grills hire us, or...
Party, discuss.
Yeah, I don't think I hired y'all. I think y'all said y'all wanted to come along and adventure, and it's like, okay, good.
We never actually stipulated. We just assumed Eminem would think of something and we would just go with it to save, time and headache.
That's what I
But there
came up with. If y'all want to
there-
renegotiate the terms, I'll allow for some warping of time.
There will be some payment for your efforts.
Well, me, I kind of just walked up to him, introduced myself, and asked if I could join him for his adventures
Yeah,
after the tournament.
so
Well, I was just wondering because I didn't know,
yeah,
how much my character is going to have to give a shit.
you'll be seeing some coin coming your way.
Okay.
Right,
Is everyone ready to continue?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, Akromid, once you have the wagon train loaded on up, where are you leading them?
Autobots, roll out. No, yeah, no. So, yeah, we're headed for the Dragon's Lair.
Okay, straight shot. Well, the
Yeah.
usual route at this point.
Yeah, the usual route.
It is that many miles. Alright. Now, you're not going to veer off to go to Oasis. You're trying to go for that straight shot, aren't you?
Yes, correct.
Okie dokie.
Spyglass, etc.
Speed. How fast is the party moving?
We're off-road, correct?
Yes.
All right, 2.5.
Sandy and occasionally rocky dunes. 2.5. Let's see those numbers. Wow, the Red Desert does not want anything to do with y'all tonight. Well, today. For this morning. The party stops. It is lunchtime. Well, it doesn't stop, actually. Party! Y'all feel the
Yes.
grumbling in your
Yes.
tummies and...
We will stop at lunchtime. That way the horses get a rest and get fed as well. And party, I don't need to mark off rations. I just need a head count, which is 1, 2, 3, 4. John and Cassie, that's 6, correct?
Who's for? I see Alawi, Vasa, Velkin, John, and Cassie.
Myself, Alawi,
Ah.
Vasa, Velkin, John, and Cassie. That's
Yep.
6.
And that would be a party of 6. One more, you'd have a magic number.
So I'm marking off 6 standard rations.
Okay. Alright, well, the NPCs graciously accept your food, obviously, and they'll offer to keep an eye out while you all eat, shift it up. Because I imagine the party isn't just shoving their faces and traveling at high speeds, because that would be a good way to give yourself the runs.
Well,
Naomi.
again, like I said, we're stopping and taking our time because the horses need rest and food and water as well.
Right. So, Naomi, your character does know this. I just did an intel check for you. You are in what's known as the Red Desert. A desert which is red. Very inventive name these overworlders have. Nothing at all like Gloomreach, to be sure.
That is
Anyways.
not obvious at all, but it's called the Red Desert.
Yeah. And yeah, it's this hot, barren wasteland, and man, you're missing the cold Underdark right about now. So calm and peaceful, and goddamn, that sun is blinding. Anyways, you try and ignore it and go about your routine.
Have they invented sunglasses?
Long brimmed hats, yes. Sunglasses, not really. There's like goggles, but those are more specialty.
I'm gonna throw on my sunglasses and just continue on.
Yeah, most people who have infravision as good as yours tend to wear long hats and avoid the sun. Anyhow, the party...
basically like a vampire.
No, there are actual vampires. They're worse.
You know what I mean. It's similar to it.
Not even.
Huh. Well, I'll be the son of a father. Man, none of these are good. Oh, wait, hold on. That's why, because I read the wrong first number. Huh. I need just a minute, guys. Okay, I got it. Well, party, as you all are sitting around eating, I'll need a round of perception checks.
By 3.
I am oblivious.
That's by 6.
2.
Okay. Well, other than Alawi, who is oblivious, yeah. Party y'all will notice coming from the north part of the Red Desert, there's a guy walking just southward.
Okay, and we're traveling what? West?
Mostly west, a little bit north.
Okay, what's this guy look like?
He appears human, and at that point, Acromeid, hard to say. Are you digging out that spyglass? He's a ways off. It's the desert. You've got a good line
Then
of
yes, I
sight.
will. Are we traveling again, or is this during our lunch break?
This is during the lunch break.
So yeah, I'll break out the spyglass.
All right. Yeah, you break out the spyglass, focus in. Yeah, it's a man. He appears about 6 or so feet tall. Distance is hard to say for sure with the amount of distance between you and him, obviously. He's wearing normal clothing. He has like a traveler's backpack on, cloak over it, and walking staff in one hand. And he's just slowly working his way across the desert at a steady pace.
Okay.
If he's seen y'all, he isn't looking at you at the moment.
Any guesstimate on his age?
He looks maybe 20, kind of younger.
Okay. All right. In that case, I'll put the spyglass away and continue eating whatever the hell it is I'm doing, while we wait for the animals to get rested. Now that we've had professional teamsters in our midst, I've got an idea of the appropriate amount of time to rest horses.
Mm-hmm.
A more professional
Yep.
level of knowledge, so to speak.
Yeah, pretty much.
But yeah, I will keep track of that stranger's progress as we're waiting.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, he continues working the way across. You keep an eye on him. He's not on an interception course for you all where you are now. As the party starts moving, he might bump into you. It's iffy. Depends how fast you're moving, how fast he goes. That being said, the rest of the time that you think you need passes fairly easily. And let me double check just to make sure there's not another encounter. Nope. Okay.
All right. In that case, yeah, we'll get mounted up and begin moving again as we were before.
All right. Well, as you all keep moving, Coromade, you're obviously keeping an eye around and keeping an eye on the stranger when possible. Yeah, you're not on an intercept course, and he obviously has seen you, but it's still a bit of a distance, and you won't bump into him unless you, wait.
Nah, we're not trying to intercept, so.
All right. The backpacker continues backpacking as you all pass him by. Moving forward. All right, nothing there. 4. Huh. Wow. Okay. Give me a second. More times. Let's see. So you got that many plus that many. Puts you from there over to there. Let's see. Apologies, guys. I'm losing it tonight. The party will see the small town / village of Oasis, but the party is not directly in line with it. It's about a mile or so south on the road, as the party has found the road.
And we continue.
All right. That being said, to the north, I'll need just perception checks. Start with you, Acroramid.
Failed by 3.
Failed by 3. Roll for Jaziel. Let's see if he gets it.
He rolls a 7.
He rolls a 7. He'll probably get it. Alawi, you can get one too, because I see you're already typing it.
Made it.
Nice. So yeah, those of you that make your perception checks at this point, there is some wagon caravan. It was going from Oasis, heading north. Velkin, absolutely. Alright. So yeah, unless the party plans on chasing it down, that is a non-encounter.
Nope.
Alright. Party continues onwards. Nothing for the rest of that hour. 1. 2, 3. I'm sorry, this is the boring minutia part, but it does have to be done. Okay, party, y'all have made some decent time and distance today. That being said, night quickly approaches yet again. What is the party doing?
Yeah, we'll go until about half an hour till nightfall, and then we'll stop, set camp, gather wood, build a fire, that kind of shit,
Alright.
and eat dinner.
Do we have wood?
There
You know,
are
like-
various cacti and other dead bushes, so on and so forth, that could be used for burning fuel.
Tumbleweeds.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's all run around the desert chasing the tumbleweed as it starts rolling away.
Yeah. Alright, getting a fire going and so forth. Done. Here, you know what? I'm gonna put in a new if anyone wants anything special to do. I assume everyone's setting up camp. Someone get me a campfire formation. I can't.
Or don't we have one?
You
I
already have one.
think we do, but I can't find it for the life of me.
Well, you made it, Eminem.
Well, you know what? I'm not a party member. I shouldn't be the guy making the formations. I'm trying, guys.
Well, you made it because you got frustrated for not having one. If
Mm-hmm.
you didn't post it, that's not on us.
Well, I'm putting the onus on the party. I will either decide where you are via random determination, or you can set up your campsite now. There, am I not magnanimous?
I'm already doing almost every other
I'm on it.
formation.
Let me get some nighttime checks.
Okay. So, party, here's what I've got so far. The wagons are in a row. We have a campfire to the right. I will be opposite the fire from the wagons. Does anybody have a particular position, place they want?
Not here.
No.
Okay. In that case, then,
We good.
okay. Uh,
Haha, yes. Okay.
okay, here's what I got, party. Y'all look it over. If you don't like it, tell me. Velkin, I put you outside the firelight because, like me, you have infravision and you want to be able to use that shit the moment that you wake up.
I'm fine with that.
Oh, I will have her back to the fire at all times.
Duly noted.
And let's see, I got the thumb of approval from Velkin. Very good, very good. Okay. Oh, I saw another thumb go up right before I switched channels.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So I marked off generations, so y'all didn't have to do that shit. And what was
Should
I
I
doing?
max
Oh, yeah.
these creatures out? I'm gonna say no.
And let's see, who did I put on first watch? That would be Iloy.
Alawi.
Iloy.
Illawi.
Ilawi. Yeah. I know how it's said. I just keep stumbling over the way it's spelled. All right. Ilawi, would you care to be enchanted since you have first watch?
Sure.
Okay. Hominus Dominus. Poof, you're invisible.
Duly noted. Not what I was expecting.
Yeah, Alawi.
I thought it
You're
was going to be
invisible.
strength.
Yeah. All right.
Well, it was a toss up between invisibility, strength, or stone skin.
Okie dokie. Let's see. I'm going to give 1 second, please. 2.
Well, I figured since your first watch, nobody will have to find you invisible while you're asleep. And this gives you a leg up.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something else. Lydia, does your character look to have 18 exceptional strength or no?
I am beefy. I am carrying around a 25-pound rock.
Okay. Velkin, what about Velkin? Does Velkin look exceptional strength rating?
Don't say your stat, just look at your number and try and describe it.
Is it above 17?
She looks average, well, above average. Or he looks above
Okay.
average.
All right. All right.
I guess the best way I could say it, maybe a step below Pascal.
Okay, let's think.
Strong, but okay. All right.
Okay. I have tonight's monsters ready. That being said, they don't occur for a bit, so time is going to pass. Give me a second to go get it done. Alright. Yeah, let's get some better music in. That's what we're missing. Skip. Okay. So, wagons in the row. The party and fire will be to the right of said row. Mead will be opposite from the wagons. Oh, I see it. John, Cassie, Fassi, allowing around the fire in that order. Velkin outside firelight by wagons. Give me a second here.
No, you didn't miss anything.
Didn't miss anything. I'm still getting my ducks in a row. Okay.
And Dungeon Master, of those people in the firelight, Cassie should be the closest one to me out of habit since Vi kept squirreling herself in between me and Cassie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but also keep in mind she has a relationship with John. She might choose to be closer to John.
John's
Well,
choosing to be closer to her. Alright,
okay.
give me a second. Just give
I
me a
made a
second.
formation without taking that into account.
You're good, man. You're good. Here, circle. Okay. Orange line. Go. Except that needs to be orange. Don't know why it's still balake. Okay. So orange is the wagons. I'm just getting a picture here. Mead opposite. M for mead. Over there. Circle, double.
Oh,
Hill,
I gotta go turn off
spot.
the fish tank. I'll be right back.
Alright, allow that to be the fire. To this. And let's see what we got here. Cassie, John, Vasa, Alawi. So here, white there, black there. Vulcan outside firelight by wagons. Bell. Alright. Nope. Okay, so now for some fun things. Watch schedule. Alawi, you will go on watch for 2 hours. You believe your 2 hours to be up. You're waking up Cassie?
Yeah.
Okay, Cassie goes on watch. After 2 hours or thereabouts, Velkin, you are awoken for watch. Alright, Velkin, you believe that your 2 hours pass. Are you taking watch over to John now? The next person in the schedule?
Yeah.
Okay, John will pick up watch, and that's where we're at. Grills, you back?
I am back. Yes.
Okay, I believe we have everyone here. Dom, you're here?
Yep.
Okay, sweet.
Looking for a pencil.
Okay, these critters do that. They have that. Alright. Okay, where is John at in this formation? He's over there right now on patrol. Where are these things at? They're over there. Now, before I continue, I want to make sure, keep in mind that up should be north in this formation. This is what the party would like. Obviously, Cassie is probably closer to the, if up is north, then that would be west, and Alawi, you'd be to the east. But curving that is basically impossible in Paint with the speed I needed to do it in. Is everyone good with the picture I posted in formations before I proceed?
Firelight of what?
So the black does
Yeah,
not equal
that
the
works
firelight
for me.
range.
Okay. And of course, Velkin would be on the camp side of the wagons.
Okay, so the flip side. Okay.
Yeah. That way he isn't cut off from the team.
Okay. So you're keeping
Okay.
the wagons out of the camp light then. This is important.
Well, yeah.
Okay. In that case, let's see. I should have had one of you all roll it, but I rolled for John. He failed his perception check, poor bastard. So he's over there. At this point, Cassie, Vasa, and Alawi can give me perception checks at a penalty of 2.
Passed it handedly.
Alright, someone roll for Cassie, please. Otherwise, I will.
She passes.
Alright. In that case, you three will wake up to some noise, the shuffling of footsteps in sand over to the north. So, at this moment, new round 1, I'll need to know what you all are doing. Now, Acromede and Velkin, a little too far away to hear it at this point, but we'll see how this goes.
Daytime now?
No, it is still nighttime. You are fast asleep.
Okay.
Sitting up, grabbing weapon, waiting to see what comes before taking action. Duly noted, Alawi.
Well, I'm invisible, so.
Yes. Alawi, if you can put that actually in your thing so I can keep track of that. Velkin, ZZZ, Vasa, I know what you're doing. Cassie, I know what she's doing.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Since I was invisible with my weapon, but when I went to go sleep, would I have noticed the weapon became visible when I let go?
Well, you let go of it, you like turn over, go to sleep, so I'm gonna say no, but you grab it, it should turn invisible within about a minute. Will you notice during that time? Give me a perception check.
Any penalties?
No, standard perception check.
Then I made it on my nose.
On your nose. Yeah, you know, you're still a little bleary-eyed and trying to listen and see what's going on. It's like, wait a second, why is my weapon... maybe not. Okay. So I know what you're doing. Let's see. Vasa, you're getting up and into that. Cassie is doing that. Okay, Vasa, you stand up and move to investigate. Tapping John. Well, you're looking around for John. Give me a perception check, Vasa.
That is a pass by
A lot, I'm
12.
guessing. Pass by 12. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, Vasa, John was over at the far end of camp, looking around in that direction. He does not actually appear to have noticed that you all have stirred. You're going over to him?
Yeah, I'll go over to him, tap him, and then go to the noise.
Okay. Keep in mind that he's over by the west end of camp, the noise is over by east end of camp. Oh, my bad, my bad.
Okay.
Nope, I have it rotated. Noise is by north end, he's by south end. You all are still cardinal opposites, but with the drawing I have, I rotated north in my head. Okay, so you're going over to south end, noise is by north. You're aware of that.
Yeah, I'm going to tap him to get his attention, and then start heading north side.
Okay. So Alawi sitting up but invisible. Vasa doing that. Cassie gets up and whispers that thing to her sword. It starts to glow green. And Alawi, you'll be the first to see it. Several creatures walk into the firelight. They have this greenish gray skin. They have these dull black eyes and these red nails. They have this weird metal plate armor. Parts of it are leather, part of it is fur, you know. It looks pretty shabby.
I first thought ghouls, but definitely not ghouls now.
They have these clubs. It looks like a couple of them have what looks like two sets of clubs, two clubs in their hand made of iron with chains between them, like nunchucks almost. And they look very, very hungry. At this point, let's see. Let's get a new round 2 in there. Vasa, you're still moving over to get to John at this point as Alawi has seen this. Velkin and Akromid still sleeping, but I'll allow a perception check at the start of next round because I assume things are about to get noisy. Alright, private message. Okay,
Since I rolled
Velkin.
a 2 for my perception check, I guess I don't hear nothing.
No, you do. Well, this is
Okay.
first edition. You want low for perception checks and skill checks in general.
Okay.
Alright. Ikromid, you are also entitled to a perception check. I'm also still waiting on an option from Velkin. No, not Velkin, Alawi. I'm gonna get your names confused. I'm sorry.
How?
Okay. Okay, well, Ilawi, Cassie does not share your restraint and enthusiasm. Your restraint, and enthusiastically jumps up to her feet and screams out, "Monsters!" before moving to attack. Akromid and Velkin, you'll get options towards the middle point of this round.
Well, that's all fine and dandy. I'm invisible, so. And I'm highly intelligent, so.
Alright, turns around, goes to attack, yeah. John, give me a perception check.
1, 2, 3.
John rolls a 10.
Alright,
his
John, you
perception.
pass your perception check, turn around. Oh, fuck, John, you fucked up, man. There's monsters right in the campsite and you didn't notice. Okay, Chromid, casting time on Fire Gout?
2.
2. Duly noted, you'll get that off. Okay. So, I've described the creatures, but I believe I forgot to mention the number of them. There are like 6 or 7, maybe more. Yeah, definitely more as more begin to come on in. They raise their club things and scream, holler something, and they move to attack. Alright, party dice initiative. And let's figure out who's going on what. Velkin, you're out because you're invisible. We have Vasa, we have John, we've got Cassie, and we've
4.
got Vasa, John, Cassie, and yeah, Malawi is invis. Velkin is there, Kuromid is there. So Vasa, John, Cassie, you've got that, and that coming on your way. Guess that's that one and that one. Okay, initiative is 4 for the party. Very good. Kuromid, your action's coming in later, otherwise you'd get, before initiative, but you're waking up right now. Okay, so we got short bow. Okay, Velkin, from your position over by the wagons, you're gonna have to spoil your infravision for it, but you should be able to shoot your bow. Is that what you would like to do? You will get 2 shots this round. Alright, going to hit with the bow, duly noted. Okay, Vasa, turning around, are you moving at full speed?
As fast as I can go without question. Do I hear me start chanting or no?
No.
Okay, then yeah.
Okay. Alright, moving up with full speed, your movement rate is that, your distance is that will put you there at that point. Okie dokie. Excuse me, please. Alright, initiative is done. Let's deal with it. Cassie, you're up first. Cassie, you move on up to attack. Vasa will be right on your heels in just a second. Cassie, Sadly, Cassie, you are not the first attacker this round, but I will allow you to keep that attack roll. Alright, Cassie, this thing tries to strike you. You are armor class that when sleeping. It attacks as a that plus that. Miss. Okay. I didn't even need to check the charts for that. That was easy. At this point, Cassie, you have A, B, and C in front of you. A strikes first with this nunchuck-looking things that it is using in 2 hands. Which of the 3 would you like to target? B and C have clubs.
The one that's tried to attack me seems like a kind of common sense thing right there.
Well, they're all trying to attack you. That being said, that one did strike
first. The
first.
first one that tried to strike me.
Alright, so Cassie, you have rolled that. You're trying to strike that. That should hit. Cassie, dice damage, short sword versus man-sized. 5 plus bonuses. Haha. Yeah. That becomes that many points of damage. Doop. Alright, 1 second, please. Alright, Critter stays on up, and the others move to go for their attacks. I'm gonna have to check that one. These things don't have a great to hit matrix, but I do need to check it. They fight as monsters of this, with a that, and then to hit there. Alright, Cassie, the other 2 swing their clubs at you, you dance out of the way and raise your shield, blocking it, and you may go for your second attack right after this guy gets his. Wow. Okay, Cassie, 1 moment, please. I'm gonna say this is more of a bludgeoning, yeah. Crit tables, 1 second.
What weapon?
It's not a standard one from the books. It's not piercing. It's not slashing. It's really not blunt either. I might just make it double.
What does it look like?
It looks almost like a pair of nunchucks. 2 bars of iron connected by a chain.
Then, by default, yeah, that's blunt.
Mm-hmm. Alright, triple damage. Boop. Hey, they rolled a 2. That becomes 6 to Cassie. Poor Cassie. Does she have a stone skin? She does not. Oof. Poor Cassie. Oh no, critted her for 6 whole points of damage. She might have to, like, rub the bruise kind of hard. Anyways, so let's see. That is her. And Cassie, give me a saving throw versus Rod Staff Wand.
12 plus whatever bonuses.
12. Okay, Cassie is a thing of that. To save versus Rod Staff Wand, she needs a 12. Okay, she passes. Cassie, this thing wraps its chain around your sword and tries to yank it out of your grasp. You hold on with that strength of yours and yank it back, getting it out of there. You were nearly disarmed. Cassie, take your second attack. You will be targeting A at this point exclusively until that fucker is dead.
9
That's
plus
gonna hit.
bonuses.
Cassie, dice damage.
Same amount before.
Cassie strikes the thing down, stabbing it through the gut before pulling it out and beheading it. It falls to the ground, splurting out blood everywhere. Cassie, you are done for the round. Okay. Why now? Phone call. Sorry, guys. Be right back. I'll be right back. Alright, sorry about the delay. I have returned.
Welcome back.
Alright, one moment. Okay. So let's see, we just concluded with Cassie. We still have John and Vasa. Vasa, you're next up after Cassie. Vasa, you are faced by D, E, and F. D and F have clubs. E has the chain thing. Okay.
I'll go up to the one.
You're going after the chain thing one. Okay, well, he does get to strike first. Your effective armor class?
Is 6 right now.
6, okay. So for them to hit 6, they need a... that. Alright, you are struck first for 3 points of damage. You are not wielding any weapons, so there is no chance of disarming. They just struck you. At this point, you may take your first monk attack. They are armor class there. As a cleric, you need a... that to hit them. Alright, roll to hit.
As a 16 at 6th.
A 16 at 6th. Dice your damage.
For a solid 7 points of damage.
7 points of damage. Nice. You strike that one nice and good. The others move in to attack with their clubs, trying to get to the left and right of you. That's a miss. That, on the other hand, hits. For... not many, that's right. 4 points of damage. Alright, at this point, the other guy goes for his attack. And that's gonna hit. For another 2 points of damage. At this point, Vasa, you may take your second attack.
That's a 12 at 6th.
A 12 at 6th misses. Alright, that's you for the round. We've got John, but he's slightly delayed. John has just 2 opponents, G and H, coming on in. Alawi, give me a perception check, by the way. John, you may roll to hit. Okay, Alawi, I'll tell you what you see at the end of the round.
Passed by
Maybe.
14.
That's a 2.
Yeah, John with a 2. I need to check, because he attacks at that. With his bonuses of that, becomes a there. John, you're not quite Cassie yet. You can't hit these things on a 2. Close, amazingly. Alright, John, they strike at you. Miss. Miss. Okay. And John, you may take your second attack. Karamid, at this point, you see that your party is engaged with these things. You have your crossbow shot up to go. Velkin, I almost skipped you. I apologize. Velkin, if you have a target specifically you want to call out, call it out. Otherwise, roll to hit, and I will assign it at random.
That is an 11 for John.
Alright, Velkin, I don't think I need to tell you that is going to miss, unfortunately. Okay.
Mind you, you did say I get 2 attacks with my bow.
You do. One will come a little bit later. Really, it should be 1, but I'm being generous here. Okay, John, you rolled an 11?
11.
Alright, John, that does hit dice damage. It is a longsword versus man-sized.
So a D8.
Mm-hmm.
That's a 7.
7! Nice, John, doing some damage. Yonder critter stays up. That being said, damn, you heard it. Okay. At this point at Crormead, you know, you're attacking from surprise, in fact. Go ahead and roll to hit, roll to hit.
Are any of them menacing the new healer?
The new healer. Velkin?
Velkin.
No, she's actually notching another arrow to fire.
Okay, then 2.
He.
Key. Apologies,
There
Velkin.
are-
It's going to be hard to remember sometimes.
There's what, 3 on Cassie?
Mm-hmm. Well,
Yeah, let's even this up. First shot, 7, 8, 9. Plus surprise, all that shit.
alright, take the second shot. Or are you, like, delaying to try and get the second shot if that one doesn't drop type of deal?
You know what? I'm going to pour them both into the same target. But that's a 5, again, before surprise kind of shit.
Well, the first one hits. The second one with a 5 at 8th. 5 plus that becomes there, minus their things there. That does indeed strike. Okay, so dice damage for both. These
Okay,
aren't
these
envenomed, are
They
they?
were envenomed yesterday.
Saving throws are at bonuses.
Yeah,
But go ahead, dice
Osceola's
damage.
Claw Venom. Damage for a total of 9. And if these are not assassinations, then those should be triple damage.
Mm. Indeed they are. Yeah, that kills that one. Ew. It's at like negative 10. The first bolt ended it, and the second bolt ended it further. It like
Okay.
leans forward, sputtering and bleeding out of every orifice, and yikes. Yeah, it's below negative 10. Anyways, jeez. So Cassie's still got 1 on her. Vasa, you've got 2 on you, and John has 2 on him. At this point, however, they're aware of a Crormead from the shadows, and Velkin, take your second shot for the round. Aiming for the head. Interesting.
Oof.
Well, that's not going to hit anything. Dice percentage, please. Bow and arrow fumbles. That's a D100.
1D100.
Yep, it's also worth 100 XP. 50.
50.
Bow snagged, arrow misses. So you snag your bow on something and the arrow misses. Okay. That is the end of this round here. New, round 2.
I got skipped.
No, Alawi,
Yep.
you said you were waiting, and I'm about to tell you what happened. So, while everyone
It
else...
doesn't take that long to see.
It does if the thing is holding back and doesn't emerge until the start of round 2. So, Alawi, one of them does step into the campfire light. It is bigger than the other ones, and it's holding one of those two-handed nunchuck-looking things. As for its target, I know what it's doing. I know, it does seem to be the leader. It's barking something in this tongue you don't understand, and yeah, fun stuffs. Okay, Alawi, you will try to position yourself behind the leader or wait for them to pass you. The point is get behind them, and headshot. Duly noted. Velkin, give me a perception check. Or actually, not a perception check. Making an intel
Did
check.
Krill's fire gout go off?
Nope.
No, because that's actually starting right now. Whoosh.
So which one is he casting? Fire gout or magic missile?
He's casting Fire Gout literally like as if it was a crossbow. It's primed to go right at the start of the round.
So he gets two
Chromie, those
attacks
in
with
range of
magic?
you. Technically, it's a second-to-second
That sounds a
deal.
little bullshit. I'm not gonna
It's
lie.
a second-to-second deal, Aiden. And if you want to question my DMing, feel free to do it, but make a note of it and let's do it out of session so it doesn't drag, please. Thank you. Now, Naomi, you were saying?
5.
5. Okay, yeah. Velkin, combat's still ongoing. Casting Cure Light Wounds takes like 30 seconds. If something strikes you, it's wasted. Probably not a good idea. You can still do it if you would like. Cassie was hit. But she looks damn fine. Now, I got headshot, I got thing. Okay, so Chromite, I need to quickly read up on Fire Gout. Figure out where you are related to this, and your best options there. Spells. Not spell ideas. Where is it? I had it somewhere. Damn it. Okay, I apologize, party. I gotta pause my own things. Chromie, I have it written up. Here. There we go. Haha. Silver Tongue, Spirit Fire, Spell Saver, Fire Gout. Range is that. That covers it.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
They're in range.
Now, Chromie, you're gonna hit your allies.
Yeah, I don't think he gives a fuck.
How is it that I'm going to hit my allies?
As you're
It's only-
finishing the Fire Gout, it's, your
It's
allies are...
only 3 feet, it's only 3 feet wide at the terminus.
At the start, it's
We're
3 feet
engaged
wide.
in melee.
No, at the start it's coming out of my mouth. It's 3 inches
Oh,
wide.
3 inches, yeah. Alright, so you're trying to position it there. I'm gonna make you have to roll to hit, because, like, your opponents are, at this point, engaged with your party. There's movement back and forth. You're gonna try and not hit the party, so there will be a roll to hit required. Decent odds, though. I'll give it to you as a fighter of your magic user level.
Okay.
Alright, 1 second. I do need to do something really quick, though. I apologize. It's been nothing but distractions tonight, people. Alright. By the way, Naomi, I saw that you changed to headshots. That's all good and fine. Just make sure you let me know, because I might not see that you made the edit. That was last round, mind you. I don't know if you did that this round, because I haven't looked to see if you edited. Speaking of which,
I haven't
actions.
yet, but I should say which one I'm going after, or is there only one left?
Oh no, there's plenty left. There are 2 by John, there are 2 by, my bad, 3 by Vasa, and 1 by Cassie. And Coromid, likewise, at this point, those are your targets if you want to specify which one you're going for, otherwise I'll randomly determine.
Don't I have a leader that stepped out late and is not engaged?
That's a good point. Range is that many feet. You got guys between you and him. You want to take the shot?
Party members are their guys.
Yes, both.
Okay. Then for the Fire Gout, I'll just take the closest enemy that I've got the most open shot on.
Duly noted. Okay. Now, Velkin, if... good idea. Velkin, male. Good. Velkin, yes. Do designate who you're assisting, essentially. Vasa, sweeping the legs. Vasa, are you trying to sweep all their legs, or... be a little specific there. I assume you're editing because I don't see it typing. Why I used them and not the. Okay. So you're attempting a sweeping leg thing. Okay. Let's see what we can do there. Alright, I'll need an initiative roll. I think I have everything ready to go. Someone got initiative?
A
Well, I can
1d6.
Yeah.
Yep.
D6.
3. Okay, party does not have initiative. That being said, here, Kuromid, your fire gout goes off as if it was a crossbow, essentially. Roll to hit.
14.
Yeah, that hits. Okay, Kuromid, dice damage. Or tell me damage, I forget if it's by level or shit.
20 hit points. They get to save for half.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's that one. Over by John. 20 hit points. Even if it saves for half, it's toast. But out of curiosity, yeah, no, that's a nat 1 on that saving throw. That guy is toasty toast. John, one of the ones that you were fighting, the one that you just struck, in fact, bursts into flames as a Kuromid ignites a thing by his mouth, and yeah. Okie dokie, Velkin, you draw your sword, you are moving to attack. I still don't know who you're going towards. I'll pick at random if I don't see something by the time that becomes relevant. Alawi, you begin trying to maneuver to get a headshot on the leader from behind. Okay, Kuromid, you then begin to cast...
Say you can pick, but I wasn't heard.
Oh, sorry. Alright, I will determine at random. 1, 2, 3. Alright, you will be going to assist Vasa, as Vasa has 3 attackers on her. Okay. Let's see, initiatives there. Kuromid, you being casting Magic Missile, going for leader, going for leader. Okay, we got sweep the legs, we got John. Alright, John, you don't have initiative here. The last one, let me check his morale. Yeah, his buddy erupted into flames. He's running. Parting shot.
That's a 19.
That's gonna hit. Dice damage, John.
For another 7 points of damage.
John, you strike down the opponent from behind. There are no more enemies around you. You are done for the round, Johnny boy. Okay, Cassie, you're squaring off against your opponent there. Let's get you out of the way, Cassie. Cassie, your opponent rolls to hit you. Wow, that actually does hit. Credit where it's due. That being said, it's just using the club. For that many points of damage, duly noted. Alright, Cassie, roll to hit. 7, that hits. Dice damage, short sword versus man-sized. One, plus bonuses. Okay, that becomes it there. Alright, Cassie, your opponent stands resolute. That being said, you're both done for the round. Velkin, you move over to help Vasa. Vasa, you're trying for a sweep attack, so you're trying to break dance, basically. Give me a d20. Let's see if you can pull this off.
Alrighty. That's a 17.
A 17? Oh. Alright, these things are armor class there. You rolled a 17. That goes from there to there.
Mama.
Alright, Vasa, you sweep the legs out from under 2 of them. By the time you get to the last one, however, it does manage to jump back. The others begin to try and pick themselves up. Their action for the round is picking themselves up. Velkin, you're coming on up about that time. Are you attacking one of the ones that's picking themselves up off the ground, or... Well, alright, I guess it doesn't matter. You swing and miss.
I guess I'm a very clumsy level 1 clerk.
Yeah, level 1 clerics, it's... eh. Alright. Vasa, that one does attack you, however, the one that you didn't sweep. It does 3 points of damage. The others manage to pick themselves up, and that is you and them done for the round. We go to Ilawi and Akromid. Akromid, Magic Missile takes 6 seconds. During those 6 seconds, you begin casting. Ilawi, you move to get the thing. Akromid, you do get there first. Akromid, Magic Missiles.
2, 3, 5, 9, 10, 15 hit points of damage.
15 goddamn hit points of damage. Akromid casts Magic Missiles, and 5 green blasts of energy dance from his fingertips and slam one after the other into the leader monster. And, yeah, okay, that's gonna need a morale check in a minute. That being said, it is still up. That being said, it's also stunned. Alawi, you use the distraction, you manage to sneak up behind it, roll to hit.
All them bonuses. I sense a critical hit coming.
Alawi, remind me, are you one-handing or two-handing your weapon?
You never told me.
Alright, you tell me, are you one-handing or two-handing it?
No, you never told me if I could or not. I asked you this a week ago.
Right.
You never got back.
Due to your high strength weighting, you are able to swing around 25 pounds with one hand.
Thank you.
Alright, so are you one-handing or two-handing it?
I am one-handing it because I bought a shield for that fact. That's why I asked.
Okay, you are one-handing it. Thank you. Alright, well, waiting on that roll.
I get from invisibility, right?
You get +4 to hit from invisibility.
13 at 4th level.
At 4th level.
And -4 from their armor and whatever else bonuses there is, because he does not know I am there. And as you stated, he's stunned.
Miss. Right on the nose. Goddamn, if it was a 14, that would have hit. You have my sympathy. Now, that being said, do you strike with sufficient force to disable your invisibility? Since you're one off, that means you did strike his armor class. Like, his dexterity would have negated it. Then again, he's stunned. Then again, I accounted for that. I'm going to rule that that doesn't break your invis. That being said...
If he's stunned, as you said, then shouldn't his dexterity and his armor just mean jack shit then?
Well, he has actual armor on. It's actually nicer looking, kind of plate-like. Okay, he is aware something just tried to swing at him. 25 pounds of metal flinging through the air, being one-handed by something. Not that he knows it's one-handed, but that's going to displace enough air to be like, holy shit, something swung at me. This goes into his morale check that's about to come up. Let's see what we got here. Magic missile done. Headshot done. Sweep the legs done. Pull out sword, run to attack done. John done. Cassie done. New round 3. Give me a second to figure out what the enemies are doing. We have this guy here. Those 3 there. That one there. Okay. Party, they will be fleeing. Parting shots. Unless, Vasa, you wish to pursue.
No.
Okay, in that case, do you wish to take a singular parting shot?
And then was he stunned or was he not stunned?
Not stunned. It's like, oh, ow, ugh!
Then please, do not give inaccurate information like that.
Okay. My apologies. Not trying to mess with you. Spirit Fire max range in front of them.
I find that hard to believe.
Alright. I'm getting tired of this, Aiden, but okay.
I will go for a singular parting shot.
Duly noted.
No,
Alright,
it's
Acromian.
fine.
Let me go look up Spirit Fire now. Silver Tongue, Spirit Fire. Okay, Velkin. As a gimme, Cassie is hurt. She's gonna go for a parting shot. Casting time.
5.
5, yes. Saving throw for half. The range is half a tens of yards per level. At 10, that becomes 5 tens of yards. So you're attempting, obviously, to hit these things as they run. 5 tens of yards, 5. That gives them the
I anticipated that they were going to break and run, since some of them already did. So I'm trying to throw it in front of them, where they're going to run into that shit. Yeah.
AoE is a 1 to 6, 10 to 60 foot diameter. That's randomly determined, isn't it? Or
Area of effect? Nope. Maxing that shit out as long as I'm not catching us.
that's right,
or
you
the
determine
horses
it.
in it.
Yeah, it's only 2 tens of yards there. If running that far away should be fine. So I need to determine how much distance they'll get, but we'll cover that in a second. Alright, Aiden, I'm still waiting on your action.
Snap, crackle, pop, bitches.
Alright, Alawi going back to bed, duly noted. In that case, initiative should be mostly unneeded here. They are attempting to flee. So, John, you don't have anything nearby you. You're not going to draw out your bow just for an attack. John's done. Cassie, go ahead and take that parting shot on your opponent. Someone kindly roll for Cassie, or I will. 9. Cassie, that hits dice damage. Four points of damage plus bonuses. I need to check that. Wow, that was so close to them dying. Your opponent stays up and continues running the fuck away. Let's see. D and F. Okay, Vasa, you're going for a parting shot. Go for it.
That is a 10 at 6.
10 at 6, yeah. Your opponent's like trying to duck, dodge, and weave away, and you go for a slap, and they're still dodging. Are you going to try and follow up, or are you letting them run?
Just letting them run.
Alright, well, once you stop engaging them, they stop evading and start running. The other one obviously just straight ran, which is like, okay, it's not going for me. And yeah, Chromie, that leader, is barking orders at the few that remain, and meanwhile, you're casting. Okay, these things have a movement rate of that. They're doing that. That means that during the time of 5 seconds, which is 30 seconds, they're going to cover that much distance. That becomes that many feet. Yeah, Chromie, as you begin to cast the spell, first give me a perception check. Let's see if you pass.
I rolled a 1, yes.
Okay, as you're casting, you begin to perceive. They're moving pretty fast. In fact, give me an intel check.
And made it by... No, failed by 1.
Failed by 1. Yeah, Chromie, they're moving kind of fast. You're not able to determine if you'll be able to hit them with your Spirit Fire right before you begin the casting. Are you beginning the casting?
I will continue the casting.
You continue the casting, okay. Yeah, unfortunately, Chromie, their movement speed is high enough that they're able to get out of range of the thing before you get it off.
Okay, well, I'll go ahead and finish the spell and light up the fucking desert.
Alright, you light up the desert, don't trigger your spell saver. Yay! Okay, Velkin, you walk on over to Cassie and offer her healing, I presume?
Yes.
Alright, Cassie accepts.
And I feel sorry for anything that we didn't notice that was in that
So
area.
do I roll 1d20 for that, or does it just automatically heal her?
Cure Light Wounds cures 1 to 8 hit points. You must roll 1d8.
Okay.
When you have a chance, look at the spells you're memorizing. Pretty important. Oh, Vasa got hit too, that's right. 5.
And I will ask. I'm asking Vasa, would you like some healing as well after I'm done here with Cassie?
Alright, yeah, Cassie tells you she's good for the night. Go heal the others.
I nod to her and I let her go back to bed, and then I go and look back to Vasa, waiting for a response.
Okay.
Yes, you would like? Okay. I will roll another 1d8.
Alright, so Velkin, that's you next round, which is this post-fight round 1.
Okay.
Alright, Dom, you've bound your wounds, that's the end of that. And Velkin will heal you this round, allowing you go back to bed. Whether you're back to sleep is up in the air. Retrieve bolts. Reload. Redose. Sleep. Right. Well, let's start with the beginning. Standard saving throws, they both hit.
I rolled them. They're okay.
Yeah. Alright, you reload, done. You redose, done. You go back to sleep, done. Vasa, okay. Dice healing for Vasa. Smiles and casts. I know. For 3 points of damage. Okay, let me go copy the Flynns over to the XP calc. They weren't a very tough monster, but I figured we've got a couple new characters in here, so I'd go gentle. Didn't max them out, nothing. They only saw the 3 people, so it's like, oh, we outnumber them 3-1, let's get them. And then the party kicked their ass. Speaking of which, is anyone doing anything about the dead bodies?
Maybe we should go and loot them, I say to the party. Whoever is awake.
Knock yourself out.
Well, there are 4 of these bodies. And, yeah, they have pretty shitty looking, kind of leather, kind of fur, a couple plates here and there armor. They have 3 of them have clubs, and one of them has those nunchuck looking things. More of an actions thing, but alright, Velkin. They don't.
I misput that. I'll place it in the other.
Alright. They don't have any backpacks or any thing to contain treasure with. Alright, Vasa, you take the nunchucks. Duly noted. Well, yeah, they're strange. Thin metal rods. Looks like it's made of iron, connected by a pretty short chain. These things were using it two-handedly to like try and. Well, you saw kind of flashes of it with Cassie trying to catch her blade and rip it out of her hands. Looks like they almost did it once. So, what is the party doing now?
And Dungeon Master, I assume these look very similar to gnolls.
Are you familiar with Knowles Acrovid?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, could be cousins.
Okay.
One of them is kind of weaker looking. He might actually be a gnoll.
Okay.
Smaller than the others type of deal. And yes, for those of you keeping track of monsters encountered, these are Flynns. Beg my pardon. Whew.
So yeah, Dungeon Master. Again, I'm going back to sleep after taking care of the crossbow.
Alright. Well, Cormid obviously, reload, redose. That takes a little bit. It's a heavy crossbow.
Yeah, a few minutes, I figured.
So during that time, I've got Velkin looting. And yeah, Velkin, other than what I've described, there really isn't much of worth. After you loot the bodies, you're just leaving them there, or are you doing anything with them?
I'm gonna leave them because I don't think I can do anything with them.
Velkin.
I will drag one of them out of the party, asking for assistance.
Say again, Vasa?
I'm going to, after Velkin's done looting the creatures, to start dragging them outside the firelight.
Alright, yeah. Velkin, I was about to give you an intel check, but I'll give it to you automatically now that you see it done. Dead bodies attract monsters. If you keep that in your camp, that's lighting a signal fire for monsters.
Noted. Next time, I will drag them away and bury them.
Alright. Voss, are you burying them or just dragging?
Just dragging them.
Alright.
Well,
Give me a...
Master, I'm not asleep yet. I'll help them drag the bodies out, but Velkin, don't bury.
Now, Vasa,
Well,
cardinal
it's a sign
directions.
of respect.
Jaziel's just gonna have to dig them up in the morning.
Well, I mean, if you bury them, the other monsters or wildlife can't smell them. Unless it's like a dog or a wolf or something like that.
If you dig deep enough. But we've already got blood spilled in our camp. So they're going to smell the blood.
Trying to be funny.
Leave the body where they can smell it and find it, and we'll hear them chowing down.
I was trying to be funny.
Okay. What direction did they come from, Dungeon Master?
They came at the party from the north. In fact, that's where they fled towards. Dragging them north.
We dragged them to.
Alright. Just dotting my I's, crossing my T's. You know how they are. Alright. Well, once all that is done, I assume the party's going to sleep, or any special actions?
Sleep.
Alright. Let's see. John finishes his watch, and it moves on over to... Where's the watch schedule? There it is. Vasa! You are awakened after about an hour or so. And John tells you it's your watch.
Okay.
Alright. Vasa, your 2 hours will pass without much encounter. Apologies, Velkin. At this point, are you waking up a Kuromid as per the schedule?
Yeah.
Okay, Kuromid, you're woken up.
Okay, I will take watch.
Alright. Not much happens over the last couple minutes. You do hear some chewing noises to the north, but it's just Jaziel.
Okay. When daylight starts coming up, instead of waking everybody up first thing, I'm going to stone skin Vasa and John.
Hold up. Are you waking them up first, or doing it while they're asleep?
I'm going to cast the spell, touch them, and wake them up at the same time.
Okay. Vasa and John, one each?
One each.
Okay. Well, I will allow this. So yes, Vasa and John will be awoken, and John's waking up Cassie, and party, yeah, it's morning time, light shines upon Denalia.
Yep, wake everybody else up at that point.
Day 190.
And enjoy your knoll, Jaziel.
Yeah.
And after I eat, I'm going to let the party know, make sure the horses are seen to. I need a little bit of downtime here. Let's see.
Pop it in now. Yeah, Velkin, again, as Naomi, you're new to the campaign. Crormead's Hell Horse Jaziel, which I gotta get you a picture of a nightmare one day. In fact, I'll do it right now.
You've already told me about Jaziel.
Alright. Yeah, he's eating these things.
She's
Okay,
been
that
here
is
for a
fine
few
by me.
sessions. She knows everything. So.
Yeah, I have been here for a few sessions, just wasn't really here.
Yeah, no. Between that and the fact that the past half-dozen sessions were combat-focused in the arena, I want to make sure nothing slipped through the cracks if I can. Things are gonna slip through, that's just part of life, but the less that do, the better. Okay,
I was also here for a couple of times before you guys went into the tournament.
I recall. Again, I don't know what you heard, haven't heard, so a wide net catches more fish.
39, 45. Yeah, I accidentally got 2 commas between the magic missile and the fire gap. Oops. And I'm gonna go for a smoke real quick while y'all figure everything out.
All right.
Woohoo!
Even, yes. Without event.
I said after I ate Dungeon Master.
Oh, I
But
did
I
not
was
hear
going to
that.
eat quickly.
Apologies.
That's
Alright,
okay.
so eat quickly.
Eat.
I'm not going to make you make a constitution check this time. But yeah.
Hey, I've got an hour to digest.
Hmm.
Anyhow, I'm marking off the party food. So we're down to 87 meals standard.
Alright.
And
Pull up scrap.
Dungeon Master, if there's any salvageable armor or weapons that the party did not take, then those will get thrown on one of the wagons if I think they're worth their weight to haul. I am an arms merchant.
Yeah, but you're coming to haul coin like a club in silver pieces. You'd rather have the silver pieces than the club.
Okay. Yeah, all right.
The armor,
Pass
it's... Jeez.
Okay. Then,
Okay, Valken.
they've had time to eat and get the animals seen to and harnessed up properly. So get party moving.
Alright. Standard movement rate at this point?
Yes. Sadly, my person doesn't know how to do that. Huh?
As per Eminem's ruling, Holy
don't know.
Warriors don't get secondaries.
Oh.
So, and you never taught us how to do that, so.
Well, I'll be showing you then. You're getting on-the-job training.
Alright. So let's see. Valken is currently AFK for the bathroom. I want to be nice and wait, but I can quickly pre-gen when the encounters happen next. Huh.
Okay, so I got those spells back. Yes, I need to mark those down, since I did not jump the gun and do it already. Let's see. Yeah. We're replacing the surgical strike. We're replacing the fire gout. We're replacing that. We're getting 2 more of those ready. And 1 of these. Welcome back.
Huh. Interesting. Alright. Alright, I'll allow this. This is a weird guy.
And of course, Dungeon Master, once we're moving, of course, I'll be using my spyglass as per my routine. Pretty sure that goes without saying at this point, but I'm saying it anyway.
Yep, I need just a moment here. Something happened. An interesting thing happened.
Guys, I gotta tell y'all, the Spirit Fire, that is visually very fucking impressive. Just saying.
Okay.
Huh?
Now just give me a second.
Oh, okay.
Alright. I'm just gonna max this guy out. He should be fun. Oh, my bad. That's that. That needs to become... There. Okay. Alright, Acromid, you take your seat in the saddle after the party's, mounted up and stuff, and you got your spyglass out. Go ahead and give me a perception check.
I rolled a 2, so yeah, by quite a few.
Alright, yeah. There seems to be a bunch of insects up ahead, but to the south. Like a fuck ton of them swarming around something. They are normal-sized insects, mind you. Locusts? Maybe? It's hard to say
No.
for sure. They're about a mile or so up, though. It's literally only just you were scanning, you look, and it's like, wait, what is that? Dark cloud? And you look in. Oh, those are bugs? You could be mistaken. It's a bit of a distance away, even with the spyglass.
Okay. We'll continue riding, but I'll fall back to the wagons one at a time and point out what I've spotted to my compatriots. Let's see. I'm trying to find our order.
All the way at the top.
Okay, so wagon 1, that would be Ilawi. Yeah, but you're still driving the wagon, ain't you?
Thank you, Aiden.
Oh, okay. Anyhow, I'll point the massive, and I'll be like, "Hey,
How far away is it, Dungeon Master?
Oh, a couple miles.
looks
being
like
said-
I ain't gonna see shit, so.
Not the size of insects, but even you can tell, even across that distance, because this is open field desert, essentially. You have visibility that could range for miles, effectively, but it's insects. But, yeah, there's obviously a lot of them to provide something that significant.
Rotting flesh or something.
Don't know." Anyhow, as the party continues forward, I'll drop one by one to each wagon. That way, I'm telling Velkin, then John, then Vasa, then Cassie, and wait, don't we have one more? No.
Alawi, Vasa, Velkin,
Dom.
John, Cassie.
Dom.
Dom is Vasa. So yeah. All right. So I'll let all 5 of them know. Hey, that looks like some kind of insect swarm over there. Just giving y'all a heads up, and then I will resume point, Dungeon Master.
Okay. You resume point, you're keeping an eye on it while moving ahead forward?
Yes.
Okie doke. Alright, and I'll give it that % chance. Oh, yeah. Alright, what's the movement speed these things have?
Because if it looks like it's going to intercept us, I want to take action. But if we're not going to be intercepted, then let it be.
Alright, after about 45 or so minutes of keeping tabs on the chronometer, again, it's distance-wise. I'm giving you a good far-off distance because this is something you'd see far off. But, yeah, it looks like it's getting closer, or there's a lot more of them, because you swear you can even hear buzzing. And it might be moving towards you.
And how far away do we believe we are?
About half a mile at this point.
Which is how many yards?
Well, since 1 mile is 180 tens of yards, that would be 90 tens of yards.
Why does it sounds like creeping death?
This is 90, quote-unquote. Not 9, 90.
And is this thing look like it's moving to intercept us, or just...
It's definitely moving in your direction. You're pretty sure of it.
Okay.
Is it directly intercepting you? It's a swarm of insects. What? Even for you, Kuromid, that's a stretch. Do the insects hate you now?
Probably. Many things.
You know what? That's not actually a terrible stretch of the imagination. It's a bit of a jump, though.
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna keep traveling, but Dungeon Master, if that thing gets within 20 tens of yards, so 200 yards.
Uh-huh.
Actually, if it gets within 220 yards, let me
Okay.
know.
22 tens of yards, duly noted. All right. Well, party, you don't need the perception checks because it's been pointed out to you. You start to hear the buzzing too, this low zzz. You know what cicadas and mosquitoes and other horrifying insects sound like. And yeah, you all peek over your shoulders as this swarm creeps closer, closer, closer. Yeah, Chromate, it's 40 tens of yards, 30, 25, and you believe at this point it is now about 22. Let me advance time.
22. Keep going, party. And let's see, these things are moving at a fairly good clip. So it should be within 200 yards in, say, the next 18 seconds.
Roughly.
All right. I'll wait 4 more seconds then.
Okay.
And then I'm casting Fireball.
Alright. Let's see. Fireball has a radius of that to there, that to there. Yeah, I think we know where this is going. You want to speed this? They're insects. If they have a hit point, they're exceptional. He wants to dice it. Go ahead.
22, 30, 35, 41 hit points of damage. Yeah.
Yeah, boom. You
Ooh.
form that small ball made of gumbo and whatever else and sulfur, and you hurl it at the thing. It streaks like a bat out of hell and hits the ground nearby, since hitting an individual insect, maybe it hit. You're not sure. Boom. Glassing a section of the desert about 120 feet wide in a circle. And every insect in there, dead, without a doubt. Burned and desiccated carcasses don't even exist. It was that bad. That being said, there is still part of a swarm left, and that part of a swarm does not seem to be advancing further. You doing anything special, Coromid?
Bringing up the party's rear and keeping an eye on it for distance.
Alright. Let's see what this thing's intelligence is. You're not sure if you scared it off, or if the fireball was just enough to weaken it that it doesn't want you. If it even was anything, maybe it was legitimately just a swarm of mundane insects. But whatever it is, it's not following anymore.
Okay. Then once we've put a couple of miles between us and that, then I'll take point again.
Okay. About an hour later, you take point again. Okay. That said, it's about lunchtime now. A couple hours after that, the mountain is in sight. It's still a couple hours out.
Okay, we'll stop for lunch, and I'm marking off food for the party.
Stopping for lunch, resting the horses. If you have something special, put it in actions. I think I have the routine established now.
Dungeon, yeah. After food.
Well, I can't use any of these. Well, maybe I can use this. Yeah, I'll use that. Get rid of that % chance of attacking. Yeah, no.
So, companions, remember, as we travel through this desert, if you find an area where the sand suddenly becomes glass, that's probably my handiwork.
Alright. Velkin, you made dice healing. Heyo. Alright, Vasa, that's 3 things. Alright. Is the party doing anything else special?
No, Dungeon Master. Feed the party, the horses, water them all. Let them all rest up, and get that fireball back. That's it for me.
Mm-hmm. Velkin, I don't know if you're aware of this, so just covering my bases here. As a cleric, you have this ability to basically triage someone and get a rough idea. Also, yeah, Velkin, what is your wisdom? Because you might be out of spells with that third one. You haven't prayed for them back yet.
I just informed her.
Alright. That's hysterical, I'm not gonna lie. Alright. That being said, I need to know, Velkin, if you're doing anything special with regards to praying for your spells back before I advance time further.
Is this
Okay.
like a break or what?
The party stopped for lunch.
Babe, are you praying for your spells? Or no? This is what we're waiting to know.
Alright, if you can pop in action, what spells you're praying for, duration. Like, it's 15 minutes per level of the spell, so 3 Cure Light Wounds is 3 instances of a 15-minute prayer. I need to know your actions, because when I start assuming things, then we have miscommunications, and that's no fun. Praying for your healing spells back, okay. 3 Cure Light Wounds, I presume? Correct me if I'm wrong.
45 minutes.
45 minutes, okay. Velkin, I'm going to let you have eaten your lunch before you did this, because by the time you're done, you're probably going to need to go. That being said, you're doing that. Anyone else doing anything special while Velkin is praying?
Not yet. Who did I stone skin? Vasa and who?
John.
Vasa and John. Okay. That's what I thought.
Alright. Well, Velkin, you'll get your 45 minutes of prayer done, and oorah, you got healing spells again. Alright. Okay. So, is anyone doing anything special before lunchtime is out?
Nothing here.
No.
I wrote mine down.
Mm-hmm. Alright, yeah, Chromid, you'll get your studying done.
Yeah.
I've been doing like studying the Elvish book and training.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, don't worry, Voss, I'm keeping track of that. Okay, so, assuming no one's doing anything special, I presume the party is at this point done with lunch, horses are fed and watered and brushed and so forth, and y'all are mounting back up and moving on out.
Yep.
Okay. About an hour and a half passes without event, and then an eagle flies overhead. It lets out the screech of a red-tailed hawk because that's how every movie does it. No, it's an eagle. They don't make that noise. Anyways, nothing else of interest happens, and the party makes it to the base of this stone temple built into the mountain.
Okay. Inwards.
Okay. The party heads on inwards. Velkin, you probably haven't been there for this. I will describe it briefly. It's a worn stone temple, clearly very ancient. There's occasional cobwebs in the corners of the roofs and stuff. It appears to be abandoned because nothing seems to be inside. Chromid, are you using said light coins for light like you normally do?
Correct.
Alright, so yeah, Chromid occasionally drops a coin that emits a ton of light, like it's full daylight in there, and leads you all down a couple hallways, including past a hallway that has like a bunch of pillars and some engravings in the wall, depicting various scenes of a dragon doing shit, like burning the stuff down to the ground. Until eventually he leads you to a giant circular chamber. The chamber, there's like some cobwebs or something that looked to be blocking the door at one point. And mind you, it's a tall doorway. It must have been like 24 or so feet tall. but the cobwebs appear to have been like brushed to the side and such. The circular chamber is empty. A lone bead of sunlight shoots down from above. There must be some hole in the ceiling letting in the midday sun or so. Afternoon sun, actually. It's been a couple hours since then. And illuminates a giant pile of nothing. As a Crormead, there's no more coins here.
Fuck. Alright. Sit tight, party. Breaking out the crystal ball.
Okay.
Gonna check in on the queen, the web queen.
Okie dokie. Contact is established. She is in the lair. She appears to be sitting quietly in her web.
Okay. Alright, then I'll gently establish the telepathy since she doesn't appear to be studying. And greetings, Your Majesty.
And she, of course, gets over surprise and returns greetings.
And I will inquire, to cut the RP down to a minimum here, inquire if her children retrieved the rest of the coin or did other forces avail themselves.
She did send her children out a few times to get coin. They've brought back many sacks. That being said, a band of hers are coming out to get another wave of it. They said it will take a while.
I find no more coin here. It appears it is empty now.
Unfortunate.
Yes.
If you'd be willing, can you contact, it's the one that you've communed most with, the one of Kuromade, the one that you stone skinned that one time. Contact him, tell him to turn around. He should be maybe midway. No sense in him going all the way out there.
Very well. I'll oblige her. And with that, the appropriate formalities and break off contact with her.
All right.
Take a few minutes. Clear my head. And then I'll establish try to establish contact on that.
I might have to check that. That was an
know.
ought too. That being said, still, it's a goddamn ought too. Do you have any idea how close that is to a bad thing? Here, crystal ball. I gotta check the table. There's a chance. Not a high chance, not a great chance, but a chance nonetheless. Crystal hypnosis ball. Yes. Chance of locating. Personally well known is that. Okay, you make it. Yeah. It's a tough connection for a second, but you push through, and yeah, it's moving across the desert with a couple others. You can tell just by the footsteps. Realistically, if you're scrying it, you should be able to see it. If it's invisible, that's a lesson to have later.
Greetings, loyal son of the queen.
Right, again, shock, surprise, return of greeting. Never gonna get used to being mentally just spoken to all of a sudden.
Right. So I'll explain to him that the dragon's hoard is gone. The chamber has been cleaned out, and the queen asked me to contact him and his siblings so that they did not waste a full trip here.
Well, he thanks you for the information, and he does report that they took at least more than 6 tens. After that, he's not entirely sure numbers, So they have a significant amount of sacks, and when they ran out of sacks, they started weaving their own and having the tribe weave. So they're not sure of the total percentage, but a decent amount of it they have. It's in the lair.
And of course, I'll explain to him that I don't know how soon we will settle those accounts up and start getting some supplies for his.
Oh, they don't mind sitting on it for you.
Whatnot, yeah. But we will get that settled up, and they will be rewarded for their assistance.
All right.
I'm assuming they still want livestock and shit.
They can always use food, spell supplies, any more spells you come across. Yeah.
Okay. Paper, ink, quills, livestock.
They're looking for more spells specifically because they're trying to break into 3rd level spells. Imagine if all of them could use Fireball. Alright, that being said, dialogue done.
Okay, that done, I will break off contact, stash the crystal ball, and while it's fresh in my mind, I will tell the new people in our team, that being Falcon and Ilawi, that, by the way, if they see any spider things about the size of ponies wearing red armbands and I say armbands because they have arms with hands. These are allies of mine. Do not harm them.
Trills.
Yeah.
They're gonna come invisible. We're not gonna see them.
I know, but if for whatever reason they're fighting something and they're visible already, but it's still the protocol that's
Yeah,
how
but
we
the
know
thing
it.
is, you didn't give us any armbands.
No, it's the Aranea that wear the armbands.
Yes, but you told them that any member of yours would also be wearing red as well.
Yeah, well, I'll have to take care of that when we get back to the keep next time. But Dungeon Master, I am letting the party know that the bug people with the red armbands are my allies. Don't attack them. And again, since you're with me, they know me on sight. I know us two legs look all alike to them, but I'm kind of distinctive.
I mean, they're not gonna see Olali.
Well, not at current, no. Anyhow, I'll inform the party that yes, it appears that my allies have taken a significant portion of the hoard for safekeeping, but I believe we may have been plundered as well. Dungeon Master, I will look for tracks.
Okay. By the way, Grills, I looked up the actual numbers for numbers now to have a better idea of what they would have. They think they have about half of what was left. So they were only about halfway done with the job, and something else cleared out the other half. Okay, looking for tracks. It is day 190 at this point. Your chance of locating the tracks is this. Okay, you begin scouring the chamber. Is there anywhere specifically you're looking for these tracks?
Any areas where there's dirt or sand that may have taken a print?
You begin looking around, and oh yeah, Kurumi, you find a large footprint, something that a human would make if they were about 12 feet tall.
Giant. Okay.
Giant. Probably.
Okay. All right. Now I'm trying to remember, what was that last monster that we thought had a lair out in the desert? Because obviously this is a damn dry run.
Well, and I'm speaking out of character here, we did spot some sand giants.
Yeah, I thought about that, but I'm trying to remember what the last monster that possibly had a lair nearby was. Let me check my list. And yeah, that occurred to me. Let's see. Flins, the hunters, the blink dogs. Huh.
Maybe be the Flins? Be closest. But
Might
you
be.
also have to hunt down the cystic.
Yes, we do. But I have no idea what direction they went.
You are intimately acknowledged with one of their members that is still very much alive.
Possible. But I don't want to stress that talent right now. Dungeon Master, between the blink dogs and the sand giants, which encounter is closest to where we're at now?
Let's see. Sand giants were over there. Blink dogs were closer.
All right. How much daylight have we got left, Dungeon Master?
Well, I mean, it's hard to tell from inside the thing. You guesstimate it's about 5 or so p.m., maybe 6. Could be earlier. Hard to say for sure.
Well, if I go to the entrance and, well, shit, we got that hole in the ceiling overhead, right?
Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, that's great when it's high noon.
Okay, so I can't see the sun, then I'll go to the entrance and look outside.
Okay, yeah, so y'all go back to the entrance, or Kurumi, do you go back to the entrance? I don't know what everyone else is doing. And, yeah, it's about maybe 5 p.m. Could be 4, actually.
Following him?
Yeah, what time does it get night?
About 8. That gives you 3-4 hours.
Yeah, you know what? I think we're going to set camp here for the night. 3 or 4 hours ain't much. And I think we're less likely to get attacked by a random encounter here. So, and since there's really only 2 ways in, the hole in the ceiling or the entrance. So, and this again is at the base of a mountain, so we should be able to get wood gathered up and build a nice fire at the entrance.
Okay.
So that is the plan, companions. We will keep the horses and the wagons inside with us, build a fire. Nice one. and we'll spend the night here. Then in the morning, we'll go looking for the blink dogs. Oh, shit.
It's a good thing I got the crystal ball page open.
What is that command for paste?
Control V.
Yeah, Gina wanted to listen in.
Oh, alright.
I think I sent him an invite.
I can get them. One sec. I don't know if I got him in my friends list, actually.
Well, he's going to be on the other list. Did that work?
I got him. One second.
Okay.
Friend request sent, and...
Because I think the one I sent him was a Discord, but he's already got Discord, so it wouldn't do that.
Copy. Copied. And, you know, this is the D&D Discord if you want it.
Yeah, because he just messaged me a minute ago about could he get the invite or was it too late?
I just messaged it to him. Okay.
Okay.
Moving forward. So, okay, the party is gathering firewood, basically just whittling away the last few hours of the day till nightfall.
Yeah, pretty much. And I'll mark off 6 more rations for the party.
Well, party...
For when dinner time comes.
Alright. Vasa and Acromede, who've been here before, y'all can give me perception checks.
1.
Nice. Even with the steep penalty, you'll get it. 1? Are you serious? I think I even know what that is. Huh. Alright, it's not likely to be through there. Alright, that's a non-encounter then. Alright, anyone doing anything special before I start advancing time?
Folk on spells. Crossbows loaded, envenomed. We've gathered wood from the base of the mountain, seed to the horses, and yeah, other than eating dinner and feeding the horses at the appropriate time, nothing I can think of.
Alright. Well, Velk and Cassie will ask if you can spare another healing spell.
Oh, shit. No. Hold on. I got distracted and lost my train of thought. Yeah, double M. So I did John and
Vasa.
So, let's see. We have a healer.
Hold a 7 for Cassie.
Give me a second.
And I do gotta throw one back to Vasa, I think she asked, or said yes, she would like to be back up to full.
Well, Vasa, if you can confirm or deny, now is good. Hey, Gina's my friend now.
Very good.
And Gina joined the server. 1 second. Bloop. Add roll.
Vasa,
Server.
would you like another thing of healing? Confirmed? Okay.
Heyo.
There you go, Vasa.
There's Gina. Yeah, sorry I goofed that up, Gina.
Well, in the names of Saul Goodman. Alright, let's see. Alright, party's healed up to full. Velkin, I'm giving you a gimme as your first time really playing a cleric. at least here in Denalia, you might want to pray for those spells again.
All right. Dungeon Master, who looks stronger, Cassie or Ilawi?
Alawi does seem stronger.
Okay. Ilawi, oh, that has to be from memory because Ilawi's still invisible.
Mhm.
So,
Perfect memory. Yay.
yeah. So, before going to bed, I'm going to strength spell on Cassie.
Okay, before bed. Duly noted.
Yeah.
You can go ahead dice that now. I'll go crunch it. D8. You know the drill.
And the magic number is 3.
3. Ooh. And it lasts for 10 hours. You're doing it there. Becomes, Alright.
Okay. So, most of the party is stone skinned. Ilawi is invisible, and Cassie is strengthened. So, yeah, I've stacked the deck again.
Mm-hmm. Alright, Velkin, you will get those 2 spells back. Alright, any more spells that hour? Spells, yes,
Okay.
no encounters.
And with that, Dungeon Master Coromid will, after he's, because he ate the spells on people and going to bed. And with that, I'm going to go for a smoke real quick. My knees are getting stiff.
Alright, you know what? I don't need to type this. Night begins to creep in after a few hours. You know, party eats, everything like that, I presume. Alawi, you're taking first watch as per the formations?
Yeah.
Okay. Everyone else, I presume, be going to sleep. Although I'll allow if, like, Grills comes back, he's like, oh, Dungeon Master, can I? Then, yeah, of course. Alright, Alawi, your 2 hours are up.
The next on watch, rather than how it is.
Next on watch. Okie dokie. We got Cassie. Alright. Cassie, going on watch. Alright, Cassie's done. Cassie switches on for Velkin. You're on watch. Velkin, you're done. Wow, it's very quiet tonight. And on to John. Oh, I'm not actually gonna have to check that.
Okay. Knees aren't as stiff, and I got my nicotine fix. I am back. Thank you.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
A Duke of Hell. I'm gonna have to say I need to re-roll that. A Demon Prince. Yeah, no, I'm gonna roll it one more time. Yeah, I can't use that.
Yeah, it's a good idea to stone skin the party's healer. Yeah.
Alright, those of you that are stone-skinned, please be sure to keep an eye on it. I'm gonna go quickly run to the bathroom, because I'm gonna have to roll one more time.
I bet he lied to us, guys. I bet he's going to walk to the bathroom. I bet he doesn't actually run. Unless y'all want to fight a demon lord, he might let us. Low-level characters might not have a good survivability rate, though.
Alright, I'm back. My
Welcome
cat has received this basket with a blanket in it, and he loves sleeping in that thing. He's so cute. Alright, last try, before I just call it a non-encounter. That is page there. Huh. Ooh, what's this? Oh, that's so cool. All right. I'm sorry, this is a complicated thing, but it is cool.
Yeah. Yeah, y'all gotta stop talking over each other so much. It's bedlam in here.
Okay. Who's on watch at this time? I believe we've got John again on watch. Okay, John, give me a perception check. 2. Yeah, John, as you're patrolling around obviously the camp is mixed up a bit since you all are inside the temple, in the entryway. The point being is, as you're patrolling around, John, you will see a cat. Before you ask, it's not a great tabby. No, it has kind of yellow goldish fur, actually. And yeah, it sees you. It looks like a normal cat, but you've had bad approaches with felines, so you're ready to call out, and it begins to purr. John, give me a saving throw. I need someone to roll for John.
What is the saving throw?
1d20.
Okay.
Roll high.
6. Ouch. Alright. Well, the cat begins purring, and I need to check John. John is a fighter of that thing. That 6 ain't gonna do him jack or shit. Alright. The creature begins purring, and John feels at ease. You would like a familiar? If I understood that correctly. Anyway, the rest of the party can give me perception checks at this point, and the cat begins to purr. John kind of scratches it behind the ears, and it purrs and purrs and purrs. Wow, I saw a 2, a 3, and a 4, and a Chromie passed by 1. Everyone will wake up to the sound of the purring, and everyone give me a saving throw! Okay, Chromie rolled a 17. Alawi with the natural 20. Hot damn! Okay. Let's go down the list. A Chromie, not by 1. A Chromie with the 17, that should work. Velkin. Velkin, you are a creature of that nature. I need to check this, because you might have a thing there.
Question, is there a bonus with intelligence or wisdom?
I'm going to say no, but this is more of a charm thing. So, let's start with Velkin. Drow, yes. So, Velkin, kindly give me a 1d100. As a Drow, you have immunity to sleep, hold, and charm spells. Let's see if this plays off.
Not complete immunity.
That said, yeah. So you don't even need your saving throw. So Velkin, you're fine. A Coromid with your 17, you're fine. Alawi with your nat 20, you're good. Vasa rolled a 9. I need to check Vasa's saving throw. She saves as a monk. Well, yeah, as a monk, which is a cleric for this thing. Cleric save versus that. Okay, Vasa, you will be affected by this. I will message you. And I will need... I'm going to say no on the wisdom for the moment. And I'll need someone to roll for Cassie. Seven. Ooh, Cassie. Ouchie. Okay, Cassie is a fighter of that level. Okay. Dom, I will message you. Just a moment. I need to read this so I know exactly what to say. Okay. Alright, so at this point, give me just a second. I'm going to make this a round, even though there's no ongoing combat. Round 1, so the party will have all woken up to John kind of scratching this cat behind the ears as it begins to purr very loudly.
Dungeon Master, do I realize that I need to make a saving throw?
Let me check that. I want to say no due to the nature of what it does if you fail to save. Yeah, failure to save has no effect.
Okay. So, there's a cat. And John is petting or
scratching it behind the
scratching
ears. It's rubbing its head against him, you know. And, John, give me a... You know what, I'll do it. Yeah, John does realize he woke you up, but... Sorry, guys, just a cat. So, I'm running in real time right now. What does the party wish to do?
Does it look like a normal cat?
Yeah. Kind of a
Disbelieve.
gold... Disbelieve, okay. Give me a second, your intel's there. Yeah, that's a catachromid.
Alright,
You're certain of it. Alright, Vasa, you go on over to pet the cat. Chromid, you are disbelieving for the round. Alawi, I'm waiting to see what you do. Alawi, you are still invisible.
Is anyone acting funny?
John and now Vasa are petting the cat. Velkin, I believe, is also wants to keep it as a pet. But Velkin, if you're doing something special, let me know. Otherwise, I'll assume you are either going back to sleep or just kind of sitting there watching. And Alawi, once you enter your action, only to see what it is and resolve it before we move on to round 2. Watching, but keeping high alert. Right, waiting on Alawi. Acromid, you're going to have to wait on that. You're going to have to wait on that, Acromid. This round, you're disbelieving it, you know. Squinting your eyes, cocking your head, focusing your eyes to cross and uncross, you know. It's the process of disbelieve. I'm waiting on Alawi to type before Acromid starts to go back to sleep. Okay. Moving to flank out of firelight, searching the darkness for other targets, seeing if there are others with it. Believing this to be a distraction. Duly noted, Alawi. Okay, so you move out of the firelight, searching the darkness, blah, 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 blah. Alright. Well, Vasa, you go over and you pet the cat. It purrs loudly. Acromid and Velkin and Ilawi. Saving throws again, please. As we move into round 2.
18.
Okay. Velkin, I'll need you to dice percentage again first. I apologize. Alawi, that that's a good save. Acromid, that's a save.
Yeah.
Percentage is another 1d20, correct?
D100.
Okay.
Technically, you could do it with a D20, just have 20 or 19. Wow, okay. So yeah, you three are still unaffected by anything that you are aware of.
Are we aware that something tried to affect us?
No, you are not.
Fuck.
So, alright.
Do I have a spell that I can detect if it's a magical creature or anything?
Not without casting one of your spells, and here's the thing about clerics. Once you pray for a spell, it's kind of like, okay, I gotta use this on something worthwhile. I can't cast Cure Light Wounds on someone that's full, because this is a gift from my god, so if I spend it wrongly, it's like, hey, you gave me this gift, toss. You know, you want to use it properly.
I was just curious.
Yeah. When you have a chance to read through the Player's Handbook on Unearthed Arcana, there's some spells there. One you're probably thinking of is, like, Detect Magic, for example. That might work here. Alright, so, Chromid, I know what you're doing. Allow you move out of the flank of the firelight, you wait for your infravision to adjust, and you begin searching the darkness for other targets to see if there are others with it. Let me check. Not to the best of your knowledge, this is not a well, you don't know if it's a distraction, but you don't see any other heat signatures. There's like a small lizard that's crawling around a little bit outside. Otherwise, yeah. And yeah, the cat purrs and purrs, and Vasa, you like draw your hand away to go do whatever, and it bumps its head against you, and you can't help but give it a second thing, and yeah. And yeah,
How
anyone
big
doing
is
it?
this thing?
It's a cat, small sized, maybe 1 or 2 feet long at most. I would post a picture of my cat and say that's what it looks like. Alawi, what are you attacking? If you're attacking the cat, just say attack the cat. Thank you. Okay, duly noted. Ikromid, you are continuing to try to go back to sleep?
Correct.
Okay. In that case, Vasa, Velkin, I'll need perception checks from both of you. Okay, Velkin, pretty sure that's a fail. Vasa? Pass by 2. Duly noted. Okay, Vasa. Velkin, you're too caught up with keeping an eye out for other stuff. You miss it. That being said, John and Cassie are there. I gotta remember them. John, yes. Cassie, yes. And Alawi moves and... Alawi, please describe how you're attempting to do this.
Oh, I should be behind it if I flank around.
Okay, but you're in the darkness. Are you moving back into the firelight to attack it?
Is it on the edge?
No. At this point, it's with John over there in the firelight. That being said, Dom, 100 XP. Alawi, you are still invisible.
Yeah, I'm aware of that. And yeah, I just moved in.
Alright, moving on in. One-handing your thing, going to club it on the head type of deal.
Well, I mean, my rock should be bigger than this damn thing.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Let me double check how this works.
Batter up.
Mm-hmm.
Is it currently moving?
No, it's in over by John, purring, rubbing up against him, and Voss is over there.
But is it stationary?
Oh yeah, it's stationary. That being said, as you move on in, Cassie, her gaze sweeps over, and she does lock on you. She sees you with that thing in your hand. She draws out her sword. Whoa there! Alawi, what are you doing?
So you're telling me someone who can't see me is seeing me?
Alawi, she has detected you. Offworld, she has a chance of detection of invis, and she got it.
But she knows I'm there, though.
Yeah, Cassie detected your invis. She drew out her sword.
No, I mean she's well aware I'm invisible and there. And also part of the team.
Mm-hmm. And she sees that you're approaching this cat that she really kind of likes now. With the weapon, and it's like, whoa there, what are you doing?
I'm not stopping. I'm going to kill the damn thing.
Are you saying that out loud to her?
No, I'm not saying it at all. I'm telling it to you, the Dungeon Master.
Okay,
I'm not speaking.
Alright, I'm trying to make sure that's okay. You approach silently, and Cassie gets between you and it and puts up her hand and says, stop. At this point, Akroramid, Alawi, and, well, Vulcan, you'll need to do the percentile check again. Make a saving throw.
Okay.
Fuck.
Not one. Not one.
One.
Okay, Akroramid, yeah. You like the cat now. We'll cover that in a minute. Velkin, I'll need to check. Velkin, you are a cleric. That being said, Velkin, you make it one way or the other. Alawi, I'll need that saving throw.
You didn't even see me, though.
Well, Alawi, I will need a saving throw. Wow.
20, bitch. Suck it.
Yep, it's not working on you. That being said, yeah, Chromate, I will message you the same thing I messaged Dom. Just a second, please. Boop. So, Alawi, Cassie has put herself between you and this thing. And John's looking around like, Cassie, what's going on? And so forth. What are you doing?
Well,
Creature.
if she's not getting out of my goddamn way, then I'll just go through her.
Okay. In that case, roll to hit. -2, by the way. Oh, and I'll need an initiative roll.
Why at a -2?
You don't know. The cat is still purring, by the way.
Three.
3. Alright, that's your initiative score, excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
So, you may roll to hit. 21, okay. Cassie parries your blow. She does not hurt you or disarm you. You are parried, however, and your invisibility is broken. And she is shouting at you, what the fuck is wrong with you?
You're fucking charmed, you goddamn idiot.
Alright. What the hell are you talking about? I'm not charmed. I've been charmed before. I know what that feels like. This is not that. And,
that thing over there.
Saving throw. And, Velkin, dice percentage. Wow.
Fuck you!
This
and
is
Dungeon
great.
Master, did I hear Ilawi say that?
Yeah, you heard Alawi say that.
Then I believe I'm entitled to another saving throw.
You know what? Yes. Your saving throw is a 20, mind you, and you are at -2 as well.
Really?
Yes.
Roll to 15.
A 15, alright. Let's see what bonuses would apply here. You don't have any rings of protection. There's no dexterity bonus. Magical armor bonus is not applied to a thing where it would be a charm effect, right?
No, it wouldn't affect a charm, but
No.
Scarab does.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, that gives you the saving throw. What else?
No, if I heard somebody saying that, hey, that thing charmed you.
Mm-hmm. That gives you a saving throw when normally there wouldn't be one. Hold on, let me read it again, because I don't want to screw the players over. They probably don't delineate that, oh, you're charmed and such, because they didn't think of that. And then again, it's a Monster Manual 2 thing, so... Yeah, no, there's nothing delineating that. Give me a second to think. Reasonably, yeah, you should. Here, let me roll for Cass. Nope. John. Nope. Alright, so you rolled a 15, blah, blah, blah. You know what, Chromate? Yeah, I'm going to say you break free. That's a good point. The Scarab helps, so on and so forth. Alright, so Chromate, yeah, you will realize that... Hold up a second. That thing... What? That being said, at this point, John scoops up in his arms and he's stroking it. It's purring. It seems happy, almost. Alawi, Cassie's over there with you. She looks kind of angry. Kind of. Vasa, I'm not sure what you're doing at this point. Velkin, I'm not sure what you're doing at this point. We are in round 3. Boop. Oh, you monster. Alright, again, John has scooped it up in its hands at this point. Chromie, you will be able to get a shot. You might risk hitting John. Are you sure you want to do that? So be it.
Yes. Those bolts.
The great thing is, I didn't even invent this thing.
Yeah, see, my thinking is this is a house cat, a normal cat. There would not be any cats, dogs, puppies, kittens, or any otherwise small ground-based animals within 20 miles of what was just recently a cystic layer. It's unnatural.
Alright. I'm not gonna type it out aloud, but yeah, Cassie's arguing back and forth with you. She's stubborn as a mule. But yeah, duly noted, and 10 XP for brilliant RP here, plus bonuses coming later. This is great. Well done, well played. Okay, let's see. Y'all already did those saving throws there. Chromid, Velkin, that. Thinking something's about to. Yeah, Velkin, shit's about to go down. Cassie looks like she might be about to punch Alawi. Alawi is shouting, and John's holding the cat, stroking it. It's still purring, mind you. Vasa, are you doing anything special at this time? Dom, you still here? Vasa, did you fall to the sleeping sickness? That would be sad.
Typing.
Typing, haha. Wait, that's Alawi typing. Where's Dom?
No, boss.
Oh, and
is
out of
typing
character.
Out of character chat.
Alright.
That's even a word, or did I just invent one in my head?
You might have invented it. Roll with it. I asked if a save would be applicable since Alawi said we are charmed. I did not hear you. Yeah, go ahead. Give me a saving throw. You are at a penalty of 2.
Oh no, that is a word. I can use it.
Roll it. Roll it. Nope. You are still under set effects. Yeah. Vasa, you believe Alawi is knucking futs. It's just a cat. What could be harmful about a cat as it's purring, purring? It hasn't stopped purring, guys. It's like I can't mimic the sound of a cat purring, and I'm not gonna play one over the thing because that would kind of lose the tension. Alright, Alawi, you're yelling, yelling, yelling. Alright. Continue to pet the cats, ready to punch the daylights out of Alawi. Alawi getting pissed at Cassie, Cassie getting pissed at Alawi, John holding the cat, Velkin still on high alert, thinking something's about to happen. Akromid, you may roll to hit.
Dungeon Master, I got a question.
Mm-hmm.
Would I reliably be able to say brain cells? Or is that a little bit
That's a little
Brain
Tell you
matter?
what, you can say brain or something, like you can be more specific, just don't try and meta with the knowledge and be like, well, Dungeon Master, because I said it, I should understand and blah, blah, blah. I'll let you say it for dramatic
if I say
flair.
brain matter.
Maybe.
Because I mean,
Brain
people
chunks.
get hit in the head.
Uh-huh.
And they can see the brain. Like, I mean, if
Mhm.
anyone with a basic anatomy would know brain
Yeah.
inside.
Back in the early 8,000 BCs, Jimmy cut off his leg. Jimmy had his leg cut off in a moose accident, but he was fine. But then Steve had his head removed, and he wasn't. So they cut open his head. Like, oh hey, look at this squishy ball thing in there. And someone's like, well, hold on, we cut open Jimmy's leg, and he didn't have the squishy ball thing. So the squishy ball thing might be important. Anyways,
but referring to it as matter, would that be pushing it, yay or nay? I mean,
kind of pushing it, but if you're just doing it for dramatic flair, go for it, my players. Spread your wings. Let Cassie taste the vitriol and fury that is your righteous quest. To tell her that she's a fucking moron who's being ensorcelled. Okay. That being said, Acromid, I need you to roll to hit. Penalty of 2.
Yeah, first bolt, 8 plus 2 is 10. Plus, I'm pretty sure this is the surprise attack. Second bolt is 14, 16.
Alright, I'll have to check that. Give me a second. You're giving it both at once, not 1 then 2?
Both at once.
Both at once. Good, good, good. Okay, this thing's armor class is that. Now, you said you weren't deliberately trying to not hit John, correct?
Killing this has precedence over his health and well-being.
Alright, 1 second. I'm surprised I haven't heard yet what it is from you.
Yeah, I can't think of the name of it. I know what it is.
Alright, that being said, it actually did notice it, believe it or fucking not. And it yowls and jumps out of John's hands as you release the bolts. John does not catch on what's happening. And let's see, he has armor class that. You rolled that and that. Penalty there and there because you weren't trying to hit him. What was that, a 16 you said?
Wait, I did not say I was not trying to hit John.
Well, no, the point is your target was the cat, not John.
Yeah,
so it's
my
not like you're trying to
priority
pierce
is
his
the
armor.
cat, yes.
So you're not trying to
Okay.
pierce John's armor, therefore I'm penalizing your attack versus John, as the cat does leap out of his arms and over his shoulder.
Okay.
Alright, so that was a 16. That's going to hit dice damage.
Poor John.
Actually,
6.
no! Stone skin! Ha!
That's right.
For the first shot, yes.
Woo, the second shot bounces off harmlessly. Didn't do enough to hit the cat. So the cat leaps off his arms and is on the ground. Vasa, you're entitled to a perception check, as is John and Cassie. Yes. Yes. No. Cassie's too busy fighting with Alawi, but John looks over at you, Chrome. He's like, bro, what the hell? You know, kind of deal. Okay, Vasa, yes. Velkin, you're just sitting there watching this shit go down as end of round 3 comes in, and Ikroramid and Ilawi saving throws again. And Velkin, percentile die roll. This shit never ends.
Nope, I fail.
8.
Not fucking 1.
8. Okay, Ikroramid. Is that 8 with all bonuses that you can think of? The Scarab does
Well,
count.
I rolled a 7 plus 1 from the Scarab is 8.
Yeah.
12.
And I didn't open up my DM screen to see what I needed.
Yeah. Alright, Ikroramid, that actually does fail. Ilawi. You managed it! No, I'm joking. Yeah, fail. Velkin. Velkin, okay, so Velkin, you rolled a percentile dice and you got a 12. Oh, that's a d20. I need a percentage. That's 1 of 100, basically. 1d100, please. Oh, Velkin saving throw. 14. Velkin, you are a cleric.
I'm tired.
Alright, party. Everyone has failed their saving throws.
Dungeon Master, can I bring up one thing? As you'll notice in the private message, I said I was pretending to sleep.
Yeah.
So for the cat to actually notice me, all of a sudden just shift a little and shoot.
You know what? That's a fair point, perhaps. Do y'all want to roll with it? I'd love to roll with it without having to crank time. It shouldn't hurt the party too badly. I know, you want to kill the thing. Yeah, I thought it had higher intelligence than it did.
No, I'm not gonna let you side with it. I'm gonna side with Grace in this one.
Yanking that wheel! Everyone feel time bend and iron fillings in their teeth and blah, blah. Ikroramid, that's a hit. Dice damage.
I rolled 6 previously.
6, okay. 6 tripled becomes there. Let's see, assassination attempt, dice percentage.
10.
10. Ikroramid shoots the damn cat dead. Yay. Oh, hold on, wait. Actually, it's -2 to damage also. I need to recalculate it. Wait, it's assassination. Never mind. Party. This was a luck eater from the monster manual, too. Every round you gotta save, otherwise you're just ensorcelled by this fucker. And he gives you a penalty to the saving throws with the purring. That being said, John's holding a dead cat, and with its death, Cassie, John, Vasa are stricken from its enchanting effect, and John's holding the cat and is like, what the fuck? And Cassie stops arguing with you, Alawi, and rubs her temples. Fucking... And she's quiet for a minute. Hey, adding that to thing. Okay, yeah, Ikroramid, the second one probably would have hit John with how high you rolled anyways, so I am marking off that stone skin of his for what it's worth.
Okay.
Okay, that being said, standard saving throws for both.
Yep, they made it. But there goes my last 2 doses of poison.
Oh, that's right, I had poison on it, too.
Yep, it
did. So yeah, this is a
but
fun little monster.
What is loaded is poison.
Duly noted.
Dungeon Master, I'm moving to sleep under the wagon.
Aiden, this is Cassie talking, not me. Alright. Alright. John apologizes. I saw the cat, and I lost my mind, guys. Sorry. Good times. Alright, let's see if anything else tries John. Yeah. I'm still laughing about it. That's hysterical. Like, girls, if you ever throw this against the coho party, you don't need to make us do the saving throws. We're gonna fight ourselves over it too much anyways.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
That being said, John is still on watch. Why does this thing keep wanting to, Yeah, flipping people off is a thing. They had bows back then.
Okay.
Why does this thing keep wanting to need to throw demon lords at y'all? It's really concerning.
I mean, we can attempt it.
You
No,
could, but you
no.
would probably try. Oh, look, another Bahir. I'm gonna say no. There's no reason for it to be there. Ooh, a hippo. Yeah, you all want to fight a hippo in the desert?
Desert
Right.
hippo?
Desert hippo. Yeah, no. It's a non-encounter. Moving forward, John finishes his watch, and he sheepishly goes over to Yuvasa and is like, "Hey, y'all don't hear a meowing, do you? Because I swear that thing haunts my dreams now." And he'll wake you up for watch, kind of deal. Duly noted. So Vasa, I assume you're going out watch on this point?
Yep.
Alright, your 2 hours of watch past that incident. It's like an hour before sunrise or so. Kurormid, you're on watch, I assume.
Yeah.
That monster was a lot of fun to run. I'm sad it got killed so quickly. Just think it could have given you -2 to hit, damage, and saving throws for a couple hours and then fucked off. Anyways, Kurormid, the last hour of the night and your watch passes without event. Morning
Did you say
comes.
this thing was a luck stealer?
Known as Luck
Luck
Stealer,
Stealer.
page 80 of Monster
Okay.
Manual 2.
I just have it labeled as cat.
If
Was
it looks
Luck
like a
Eater
cat.
or Luck Stealer?
Luck Stealer, I believe, but give me a second, I'll check myself. Page 80, Monster
I
Manual
mean,
2.
It's about the same thing.
I think it
ain't
was Luck Eater, actually. Because it supposedly ate the luck somehow, which is why it was like, yeah. Yeah,
Well,
Luck
then eat
Eater.
none
Oh,
until the very end.
I give it some luck to eat, alright.
Gave it a crossbow bolt to the heart. And yeah, it's otherwise it's mostly a normal cat, so, you know. Alright, so, new morning time.
Okay. And Dungeon Master, I need to get some spells back. And I will feed the cat to Jaziel.
Yeah, Jaziel happily eats it. John, for its worth, had just kind of thrown it out. But yeah, one way or another, Jaziel eats the fucker. It's dead. It's gone. It's digested. Honestly, I had a lot of fun with that encounter party. I hope you all did too.
Oh, I'm having a blast yelling at Cassie.
Uh-huh. Uh,
24, 30 minutes.
okay, total of 30 minutes after food. Thank you for that.
Yes, you're welcome.
Alright. NPCs, morning routine.
I gotta run pee, so I'll be right back.
Go pee. The Go Pee. It's like the GoPro, but it's Go Pee. Alright, the next hour passes without encounters party. Mark off food if you're not getting from Mead's rations, otherwise Mead marks it off. Good times. Good times. Alright. What have we got at this point? I don't know, actually, so I have to wait to see what the party wants to do. That being said, we can probably switch to something a little less that.
At this point, my character is having serious dislike for cats.
Mm-hmm. Somewhere, somehow, Scorpius is vindicated. Another cat dead. Anyways, back to the prime material plane, specifically the Blue Dragon Temple, located to the northwest of Oasis. What is the party doing after the first hour? Well, the first, hour or so to load everything up and so forth.
Oh, and I got to mark off the food for breakfast. So, we're going to get the animals all taken care of, us ourselves taken care of, and then we are headed towards... Which site was it you said was closest? The Blink Dogs?
The site of the attack from the Blink Dogs was closer, yes.
Yeah, that's where we're headed.
Okay, I'm gonna have to dig through some archives here really quick. By archives, I mean my brain memory. If I recall correctly, the way the party went before they were encountered by said Blink Dogs, I actually just wrote about this, weirdly enough. The party had headed from the temple directly due southeast to get to the road. And then once they got the road, they headed east. Before they got to the crossroads was when they were attacked, because they had to stop for the night, or directly after the crossroads. So I'm just going to call it that y'all stopped after the crossroads. Thank you, Dice. Because the sand giants were up over there, right, yeah, so that actually... No, wait, it would be the other way. You know what? I'll give you the options and let you decide. You there, Cormid?
I am here.
Okay, so I might have done goofed because I didn't remember where each and every encounter was. I thought the Blink Dogs were probably closer. They might actually be further. They're, like, by the crossroads, you know, where south is Ironkeep, so on and so forth. The Sand Giants, if I'm recalling correctly, were actually, like, north of your keep is when you saw them. Unless I'm thinking of something else.
So which one is closer, Sand Giants or Blink Dogs?
It'd be faster to get to the Blink Dog location because you can use the road.
Okay, then that's where we're headed.
Okay. I'm trying to be transparent here because, frankly, I didn't track that. If I tracked every single point when the party encountered shit, my entire map would be just a giant red dot at the end of the day.
Oh, yeah. I know exactly.
Highly unlikely, but yeah.
Have you seen how many encounters I throw at the party?
Yeah, but not the entire map, though.
It was just the point is, a little bit to the left of that one. Okay, I need to make a new mark. A little bit to the left, a little bit to... And the point is, at the end of the day, the map is all. Alright, so that's where the party's headed. I know where you're going. How fast is the party going?
Off-road, 2.5 miles. On-road, 3.
Alright, so that's your standard. I'll just ask if you're doing standard. So from the Dragon Temple to the... is that many miles at 2.5. Oh, that's the wrong thing.
Did Jazeel enjoy his cat treat?
Yeah, it was pretty small. The thing is actually only 1 feet long according to the book. Seriously, girls, if I hadn't found that thing and you had one night, don't tell me we wouldn't have spent 3 hours with it. Alright. Let the rolls begin, as I assume the party is mounting up after breakfast.
Correct.
Huh, that was fast. Alright. That was really fast. Okay, that's 3 minutes after the party begins to move. Give me a second, please. That's a fun book. And yeah, girls, I've adopted your method for making the creature catalog and deities and demigods scarcer.
Oh, yeah.
43.
Yeah, deities and demigods should definitely be scarcer.
There is 43.
What's his method?
I believe Dom posted it in instructions. It's a D8. Creature catalog is 1. Deities and demigods is 8. The Monster Manual 1, Monster Manual 2, and Fiend Folio have 2 slots each. So Monster Manual 1 is 2 and 3, Manual 2 is 4 and 5, and Fiend Folio is 6 and 7. This keeps the reasonable monsters more common and the less reasonable shit of the creature catalog less common. What is this? Huh. Okay, I'm not reading through all that, I'm just gonna reroll. Just trying to get in some lore about creatures created by mind flayers. Oh. Yep, nothing there. And I cannot throw another goddamn dragon at this point.
I mean, if you do, you know me, it's just gonna kill it. He has the means to do it.
This is only found underground. Last check. Give me something good. This is literally a page before the thing earlier. That being said, I know what this is. Haha. Okay. Well, parties, y'all start heading out mead. You put the spyglass on and curtsy glance around. Over to due, like solidly due east. You spot a
Yeah.
creature you are familiar with. It's, I will message you.
Okay. That prompts a question.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that answered my question.
Yes. I knew exactly where you thought this was going. It's about 2 miles off.
Which direction?
Solid east. You're trying to head
Solid
southeast.
Yeah, that's nothing but trouble. We're gonna continue,
Alright.
unless it looks like it's going to
Oh no.
be a confrontation.
There's one of them. It's not. Alright. The rest of the party can give me perception checks after about another, I'm gonna say 30 minutes. Alright, Velkin, that's a no. The perception checks will be at a penalty of 2. This is not related to the Luck Stealer. Or the Luck Eater. This is just due to distance. Vasa, you'll make it.
I made it.
Okay, so Vasa and Alawi, you'll see over due east there is some kind of creature. Neither of you have seen it before. It is a bipedal thing. It is large, or maybe man-sized, hard to say. It's just got these 2 chicken leg-looking things and kind of a long neck and a beak. It's like a bird, but without wings. Like
a bald ostrich.
A bald ostrich with a really long tail. It's kind of poking around in the sand over to the east.
Bipod?
Not a bipod. You've seen bipods before. They're semi-common in the desert.
Alright.
Bipods really don't have anything for a tail.
He didn't even say it had a tail. So
Yeah, it did. He said it had a long tail.
he said it had a long neck.
I then immediately followed up with a long tail. I can't confirm.
I did not hear the tail, so.
Oof.
Probably Discord.
Yeah, Discord do be like that though. So, do y'all wish to do anything with this information before I advance time?
I mean, if it ain't coming over here, I don't give no shits about it.
I know. I figured the party doesn't actually care about it, but for the sake of fairness, I'm giving all players an equal chance to interact with the world. I'm not just like, okay, Grill said no, so y'all aren't encountering. Now, if y'all want to like take pot shots or run over and hug the thing, I'm giving you that chance. Reasonably, you wouldn't, but y'all are players. You sometimes do very unreasonable things. I will pet the cat. Alright, nothing else for the rest of that hour. Moving forward. 2, 3, 4. Okay. 1 second. And it will be about lunchtime. The party will have made it about 4 hours into their journey.
Okay. I'm marking operation for the party again. And of course, Dungeon Master, we're going to rest the horses, feed them, feed ourselves, water, standard lunch routine. Check with the healer, Velkin. Do you have all of your spells up? Falcon, holy man. Wait, is Falcon praying?
Sorry, I stepped away. What I miss?
I was asking you, we stopped for lunch. Do you have all of your spells up?
Yes, I do, sir. Thank you for asking.
Right. It is good that healers are recharged.
Would you like help preparing lunch?
Well, it's standard fare.
Alrighty.
But,
I will eat my lunch and do some light reading.
okay. Dungeon Master, I'm gonna... Wait, I did the 6, 12, and 12. Okay, because I hadn't marked those down. Oof. Duh. Okay.
It's a good thing you put it in actions. We have a record.
Yes, see, I did. Because I wanted to get... I was thinking about Deathbolt too, but I'm going with that. And
So, yeah.
the 2 there.
Intel checks. Yes. Yeah, John and
Deathbolt.
Cassie, Kuromid will at some point mention that, they probably don't have stone skins anymore. It's been a while. John mentions that he thinks, you still gave him his, but that arrow did hit kind of hard.
I'll have to refresh that at dinner time.
In the meantime, they both mentioned they're better fighters now. John's got his thing. He says he's got a suit of full plate that should be ready next time we're in the city, and that will be very helpful.
Very well, then. And Vasa. Go, girl. Did you not have intentions of traveling to seek out a monastery or some such thing? Okay, anyhow, Dungeon Master gonna eat my lunch, and if Vasa replies, I think Dom might be AFK or something.
Potentially, I'm not seeing any typing, but maybe. Dom, if you're here, we love you. Also, we're selling you to the Cystic in exchange for gold.
We're gonna harvest one of your kidneys and pack you in the
He
back.
might not be here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he probably isn't. Alright, we can come back on that later. Moving forward, speaking of moving forward, the party does just that for the next several hours as the sun rises and then hits the midpoint, and that's when you all eat lunch, and then slowly dips lower. And at around 6 or so p.m., a couple hours before sunset, the party makes it to the road. Damn, this desert is big. Cromit, I never did... Damn me. Yeah?
Dungeon Master, I would like to have been picking up tumbleweeds and shit on the way and throwing them into the wagons as we travel, since wood is scarce out here, but for the evening fire kind of thing.
Alright. So yeah, Cromid, I forget if I told you that thing I had you do a perception check about outside, or if we actually rolled that or not. Do you remember if you did that?
If I did a perception check?
Yeah, outside the temple. I believe we lost Dom.
Don't think you did.
Alright, well, Cromid, retroactive perception check here. This is something you're going to notice.
Rolled an 8.
Rolled an 8. Yeah, Cromid, as you girls know, the Red Desert is receding, and now you, Cromid, can see it too. Is that, not desert? What? And you're looking, it's like, no, I was here before, that was definitely desert.
In what direction?
North. It's, not grassy land or wet or anything, but it's, savanna, maybe? Grass is sprouting up from ground that used to be just sand.
Okay, I will make a note of this mentally.
Alright. Finally that happened. Do you have any idea how long that's been happening? And it's just, only now can you get the perception check.
I know. Things sometimes take time to come to fruition.
Yeah, they do. Anyways, back to the present. Yeah, party makes the road. It's a couple hours before night.
Okay, continue traveling until we get to the encounter site where the blink dog.
I am presuming that the party will then move to 3 miles per hour as they are on the road, as is their habit.
That is correct, Dungeon Master.
Whoopee. Fun. And the other half. Okay, the party does about an hour and a half or so travel.
Okay.
And at this point, it's starting to get dark.
All right, we're not at the Blink Dog site, but it's starting to get dark.
Yep.
Okay, then yeah, we'll go ahead and we're on the road. We're going east at this point.
Yep.
Okay, then pull off to the right-hand side of the road.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to make an alteration in the formations. But otherwise, we're going to set camp. And
Alright. Is the alteration to the watch schedule?
no, not the watch schedule. The formation.
Okay.
Basically,
Formation.
our camp formation. So basically, double M to nutshell it. I want the wagons and the horses at the edge of the firelight. But, you know, I'm opposite the wagons from the campfire. So we're going to move Velkin to the
Other side of the wagons, but you'll be where Vulcan is currently listed in the picture?
No, if the wagons are at 9 o'clock and I'm at 3 o'clock, then we're going to move Velkin to 12.
Okay, you're moving Vulcan to 12. And anything else?
Where do you have that picture at?
It's in formations right below the schedule.
Okay, so that way the horses and the wagons are going to be within firelight. That way shit can't just grab our horses or wagons and run off without us seeing it. So you would put Vel either at the top or the bottom, but like me, in red outside of the firelight.
Mm.
Did that make sense?
I think it did, yes.
Okay.
I'm glad it made sense to someone.
Okay, so y'all know how I sleep outside of the light. That way my infravision is good.
Yeah, but the firelight's like only 40 feet.
Right. Well, I want Velkin to be doing the same thing because, you know, Dro, elf, infravision, superior better than mine, makes me look poor. Okay. But I want to be able, for the party that is inside the firelight, to be able to see our horses and wagons so that shit doesn't just gallop up and steal our shit or eat our horses. Does that make sense?
I believe so. I might need you to say it again in a second. I apologize, though. I gotta do a thing on my phone.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna need it.
Okay, I've marked off dinner for the party.
Alright. Oof. Oof. Okay. Yeah. Setting camp. Okay, so I'm gonna need that formation in my head properly, and by head I of course mean here on paint. So let's do this again. It's gonna take just a minute. Apologies. Second color red. Fill. Okay, so the red dot's the campfire.
Okay.
Up there. Fill.
Cassie, John, Vasa, Ilawi. Their
I'm
names are in
sleeping
black.
under the wagon.
Okay, well, then that's kind of iffy as to whether you're in the firelight or not, because
With my back to the firelight at all times, I stated
Okay.
that.
Alright.
So my infravision wouldn't be ruined.
again, my character doesn't know you have infravision.
I know.
So
Alright. So let's start at the beginning. Cassie, John, Vasa. They'll be around the fire. Cassie at the 9 o'clock, John at 12, and Vasa at 3. Does that sound good to everyone?
Okay, with the current picture that we have, I'm at the 9, Cassie's at 9, John's at like 10, Vasa's at 12, and Ilawi is going to be under the wagons. And
Okay.
so put Velkin at 6 o'clock, but again outside of the firelight.
Okay. Alawi is over by the wagons. Where are the wagons in this formation?
Well, going by the picture, I mean, okay, so Dungeon Master, we pulled off onto the right-hand side of the road, off the
Okay.
road, left the wagons in a line, and moved a little bit of ways to set our fire, so it's close enough that we can see the horses and the wagons.
Okay.
Now, I'm opposite that, so I'm actually at the south right now, since we were headed east. So Ilawi is going to be to the north under the orange bar, and that means Velkin will be to the east, like me, just outside of the firelight, with Cassie, John, and Vasa in the firelight, arcing from me to the 12 o'clock position, but of course they're in the light.
Okay. So Velkin at 3 o'clock mead. You're also at 3 o'clock? I'm sorry, I'm getting this on paper, just making sure I got it right.
Okay, so if you're putting the wagons at 12,
Yes.
then I'm at 6,
Okay.
and Velkin is at 3.
Okay. And Cassie, John, Vasa unchanged. Alawi north with the wagons outside the firelight. Okay. The red circle for this thing represents the campfire's light. Bloop. 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 Those outside are, outside of it. Alawi, I have you outside, but you'll be under the wagons as best you can type of deal. This is just to illustrate you're trying to keep your back to it. Does this check out for everyone? Is this kosher?
That'll work.
Alright.
That'll work.
So, and I apologize, we can crunch this after sesh. Anyways, yeah, dinner time comes and goes, and the
Okay.
watch starts. So, just to move things along here, because I did some pre-rolls. Alawi, you're on watch first. You complete your watch and pass on over to that bitch Cassie. That bitch Cassie goes on watch for 2 hours and passes it on to...
Dungeon Master,
Yeah?
before going to sleep.
Oh, go ahead, put it in.
Remember, the NPCs spoke to me, so Cassie and John are each getting a stone skin. And Ilawi, would you like to be stronger?
Sure.
10 minutes later, strength spell. Bam.
Okay, dice it, D8. Cassie, John, stone skin, stone
That'll be
skin.
interesting. 4.
4, okay. 1 second there, Alawi.
You spelt my name wrong again.
I'm sorry, Velkin. It's not a standard spelling in my head. No, that's not intentional. 1 to there, 1 to there.
And I'll make sure before I go to sleep, I point out to Vasa where I'm going to sleep at, because Dungeon Master, I will make myself fucking invisible.
Duly noted.
I'd like to point out, I was going to join Alawi by the wagons, so I'm not alone.
Okay, duly noted. Velkin, I'm going to move you, and next time I draw that, I'll keep that in mind. Welcome back,
I'm
Dom.
back, yeah.
Alright,
Sorry
Dom,
about that.
you wake up from the sleeping sickness, and John's like, okay, time for everyone to go to bed. And yeah,
My
Vasa...
phone died, and my charger decided not to work, so I have to switch over to my computer.
Oof.
Okay.
Alright. Well, Vasa, sleeping sickness, nothing happened. Alright.
Okay.
Akromi, do you need time to get spells back?
I'll do that in the morning.
Okay, duly
Not going to
noted.
fry my brain into mush by overcramming.
Yes, okay, so Alawi was strengthened at that time. It lasts for that long, means that it's lasting until... Give me a second.
A long time.
10 hours.
That's right. Not the whole night, but most of it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
It's like 80% of the night.
So, Alawi, you have the meat. I mean, the juice. And, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what your character strength rating is,
I'm
Lydia. But
currently stronger than you.
yeah, I kind of figured I was pushing you into giant class strength.
Alright. Cassie. Then Velkin. Velkin, upon your second hour of watch, or so it feels. Let's figure out where you are, because Velkin, I need to establish some things about your thing with you. Are you maintaining outside the firelight to preserve your infravision so you can see, or are you staying inside
Yes.
the firelight? Yes, okay.
Outside the firelight for my
Outside.
infravision.
So that puts you over there at the 8. Okay, where is this person?
I would be basically by Alawi.
Alright. Are you staying there, or are you patrolling around?
After I do my patrol, I will go back there.
Okay, but right now when you're on watch, you're patrolling around, I assume?
Yes.
Okay. So you're still patrolling around. And, let me check this person's...
Dom, check in-game chat, because this is after your phone died or whatever. So we kind of had to abbreviate it. But I was making an attempt to find out if you still needed to go to a monastery.
Okay.
Yes, that is still a goal and needing to be done relatively soon.
Very well, then.
Of course, I do need time to train first before heading there.
Yes.
Time to brain first before go there. Yes.
No, I
yes.
heard that. So yeah,
That will
Dom, it is a good idea to get that training done before you start running off on a goose chase. Okay. So, Velkin, you're on watch and have been for about an hour now.
Oh, he said train. I thought he said brain.
Yeah.
No, trying.
Oh, okay.
I actually heard him clearly. That might be on your end, Acromid.
I think so, because I've had different people breaking in and out at various times tonight.
So, Velkin, you're on watch, and you're patrolling around for a bit, and you hear a man's voice call out. At this point, you're around the north end of the campsite by the wagons, on the far side of it. This person's voice is coming out to the east. The person isn't trying to be quiet. In fact, they appear to be hailing you because they call it, "Hello there." Velkin, what would you like to do? And everyone else, give me a perception check.
Made it by 14.
Pass by 12.
Or let me rephrase that. Passed by 14.
Tell you what, I'm glad I have been avoiding melee this session because I've rolled so many fucking ones. I mean, I'd have leveled up again in fighter, but y'all would probably be dead.
Okay, let's see. I'll roll for the NPCs real quick. You there, keep your voice down. Okay, Velkin, you ready your sword as you approach, keep a distance. Okay, so as you avoid the firelight to approach, which I'm giving you because I assume that's what you're trying to do here, the figure lowers their voice a little bit. Apologies, did not mean any offense. And you will see a heat signature belonging to some man-sized fellow. Details are harder to make out beyond that. They appear to be holding some kind of staff or something. This is awkward. May I partake of your and your group's campfire? And everyone who made your perception checks, at this point you all will have woken up and heard this person. Chromide feigning sleep. Alright, remaining silent, listening in.
Yeah, that shit.
Alright. Vasa, if you're doing something, I believe you passed your perception check. So, yeah. And NPCs are awake and getting up at this point, calling out, asking what's going on. Okay. I'll have to ask the others, but stay there. He acknowledges. Okay. You walk over to them. So you are entering the campsite, Velkin? Yes, okay. You enter the campsite, your inversion is spoiled. And you say to them, I'm not sure who them is, but I'll assume John, Cassie, and Vasa, who are the visible ones, A man wants to join our campsite. Alright, well, you can see John, Cassie, and Vasa at this time. Everyone awake. So, okay, John and Cassie look back and forth, and over to you, Vasa.
Okay, then.
Okay. So,
Say that
Velkin,
again, Dom. I did not hear you.
Wasn't really talking there. I'll change over to my phone.
oh, alright. Well,
He just
Velkin.
didn't say anything. So.
Yeah, Velkin, what are you doing at this time? Waiting for responses. Okay, John and Cassie could go either way. You know, we're up now. I don't have enough time to get the heaviest shit on if he turns out to be a fighter, but I think we got it. Do you wanna yeah. John seems more cautious. Cassie is yeah, she's more brash and like, yeah, fuck it, let him in.
Do this shit, I guess.
So, Velkin, I'll need to know what you are doing.
Falcon's typing. Bless you.
Thank you.
Ah, I apologize if I have offended you. I did not realize my actions would be met with such hostility. I was merely traveling and seeking the warmth of a campsite when I saw the glow. If you wish, I may pass on without. It seems you are rather a cautious lot.
Has this guy entered into the light dungeon, Master?
Not at this time, Velkin, so you're actually hearing his voice out from the darkness. I assume you know you're waiting for your infravision to
That
adjust.
was Grills.
Ah, I understand in these hard times. Here, may I present a gift of gratitude? And Velkin, your infravision's adjusting at this point. The man is digging out and bringing forth a thing. If you're doing something, let me know. Alright, Acromid, you shift around, you're invisible. You're over at the 3 o'clock position. This is occurring at the, my bad, you're at the 9 o'clock position. This is at 3 o'clock, so that's across the campfire. So, yeah, not happening with that aiming in. You're looking at the campsite, it's like, ah.
I can hear his voice.
Mm-hmm. Alright, duly noted. Okay, so yeah, Velkin. He is holding
Where
forth.
exactly is this happening?
As per the formation, this would be at the 3 o'clock position. Allow you're with the wagons at the 12 o'clock position. So yeah, Velkin, he holds forth what appears to be a water skin. Here, it is a brew I myself concocted. Would you wish to share it around the campfire?
Actually in awe that you had full netherite armor. So wait, it's netherite, you have to make like stuff from netherite, or like you have to like attach it to your diamond armor?
The silence is deafening.
Hey, Dublin, I gotta be quiet.
Babe, he's talking to you.
Nah,
She's
she's
not.
typing.
Like, hey, you do the
Alright, you
farming
are
for me.
taking it. Alright. I'll allow others to see if it's very much okay. Alright. Well, Vulcan, the person will follow you inside the camp, cautiously. Gina went deaf and mute. Alright, so for those of you, which is Vasa and the two NPCs that are looking, and Acromede you're aiming in, and Alawi, I still have you doesn't move, remain silent, listening in as your most recent action. And you're trying to
Yeah, I'm not
avoid
doing
looking into
that.
the campsite, so right now you're running off of hearing. This person walks on in. Alawi, you're not privy to these details. He is indeed a man. He is about 6'2" or thereabouts. Staying outside the campfire as you stretch out your arm to show him the campfire. He will pause at that, Velkin. I thought you were leading him in. I might share your mistrust of people's
Hey,
willing
Mama.
to remain in the dark. Would you accompany me inside? He asks kind of awkwardly.
I keep smelling a fresh air whiff in the living room, but
Yeah.
I can't find a hole in here.
All right. Well, I guess I'll have to check the plastic over the windows tomorrow.
I see. He will ask for his water skin back.
I have a fucking god, or not a god roll, but I have a really good fucking enchanted diamond shovel for no reason. As I was just,
You hand it back to him. Alright. Well, he wishes you a safe night and says he will forge onward without resting. He understands your mistrust and hopes we meet again under more fortuitous circumstances. Apologies for waking you and your companions needlessly. And he takes a swig.
I wasn't gonna go into the campfire because
He didn't
I don't want
trust
to
it.
ruin my improvisation.
He didn't trust it. He thought you were gonna do something, and it's like, why is this person remaining out? So, anyways,
Does
he goes.
not know they're a drow? Like, that should be kind of.
To be fair, he
Doesn't
can't see the person. Anyways, so he again wishes you well. Takes his thing, takes a swig of it. Caps it up as best he can for a water skin, which is actually a wine skin. And he goes north a bit to the road. Alawi, you will see him as he walks past, since you were keeping your back to the fire, which means you're facing the road.
I will only see a heat signature.
It's a man-shaped heat signature with a staff of some kind, most likely, given how he's walking with it. Is the party doing anything special as this person begins to walk?
This is the same one that we've passed already. Shouldn't he have already been further away by now?
No, this is the wrong one. Yeah. Chromate and Alawi are typing. Stay alert, attempting hear noise for 10 minutes. Duly noted. Alright.
Oh, goodness.
Alright, the remainder of the 10 minutes do pass without a thing. Now, Velkin, I assume you want to finish up your watch, or are you ending your watch early?
Well, I did state above that I woke up the next person for watch.
Alright, are you waking them up, like, early, or are you finishing up your watch as per usual?
Finishing up my watch and then going to go back to sleep.
Alright, well, Velkin, you finish up your watch, then you wake up John. Alright, 2 hours pass, John's done, he wakes up Vasa. Vasa, your 2 hours pass without problem. And Acromede, I assume Vasa's waking you up just to move things here. Yeah, Vasa wakes you up, your hour passes, and done. Morning comes, light shines upon Denalia. Yay!
Okay, wake up the party so that we may eat the food that I'm marking off now. Which gets me down to...
Alright, Alawi, your strength has faded at this time, as it is now morning.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no.
Alright, and Dungeon Master, I'll tabulate how much time I need real quick.
Okay. Alright, new morning. Velkin, did you get a hit? Like, did something strike you? Stone skin actually lasts until it is dispelled, basically. Until something hits it.
I gotta say, when we get XP today, it's gonna be Jack. So.
Well, y'all passed up a Forsaken, so yeah.
I'm not surprised you threw one at us. I am.
The dice
totally
did
not
call for it.
surprised.
36 minutes total. Duly noted, Chromade. God, imagine if Stone Skin didn't last for, like, it only had a 24-hour duration, then it's like, okay,
Oh,
bye.
Yeah, they wouldn't be getting Stone Skin.
Yeah.
It'd be just me.
Yep.
I would be a complete Bogart.
Well, to be fair, it's like, even if it's an hour per level, it's like, okay, 10th level, 10 hours. You know?
Yeah.
That's how it works in the new.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's not even worth it.
Alright. If anyone is not doing anything special, then I will proceed.
Okay, well, I put my
Yeah, no.
special stuff out there.
You do get that.
Okay, I get the 36. Thank you.
Alright. Okay, close that down. I should keep this open.
How long is
it? Bama. Bama, lama, bama.
Okay. So at this time, let's see. The party is continuing towards that side of the attack.
Correct.
Alright.
Mount up, move out.
Alright. Well, after a few hours, it's about an hour or two till lunch, the party has made it a Chromie to roughly where you think you were attacked at.
Okay, I'll call the party to a halt, break out the spyglass, start scanning around for possible layers, stone outcroppings or possible depressions that could have something down at the bottom. And I'll explain, since we've got new people, that the party was in this hereabouts before, and we were attacked by these dogs that flipped in and out from one location to another without physically moving. And there may be treasure. So, what do y'all want to do? Do y'all want to spread out and look? Because, Dungeon Master, am I seeing anything with the spyglass?
Over the first 30 seconds of you talking? No.
Okay, so I'll spend a couple of minutes scanning in a full 360 sweep.
Alright. While he's doing that, what's the party doing?
And why have we stopped? Velkin, I just explained. The party.
You explained it out of character, not in character. My character don't know why we stopped, so he's asking.
All right, what I said was that I was explaining to the party as that we had newcomers, that we were attacked here by dogs that flipped in and out of existence, and we're looking for their lair if it's close by. I did this in an out-of-character way, but I am doing it in character. And I'm scanning around with my spyglass, looking for possible potential lair sites, and asking, what do y'all want to do? Do we want to spread out and look, or do like a grid search thing? And I need to stretch. My knees are getting stiff. I'll be back in 2. So y'all think about that. We could do the big circle thingy, or we're trying to find a blink dog lair.
I kind of want to put out logically, these things can blink. We have no idea how far away their lair is. They could have just blinked like 7 different times to get to where they're at.
I mean, it's not an impossible leap of conclusion for you, Alawi. So yeah, if you want, feel free to forward that in character.
Well, I don't know if he's specifically said these are blink dogs or not.
He has mentioned they had the ability to teleport. That much is in character.
Aaron.
Oh my god.
All right, let's see. I am back. Thanks for the allowances, my friends. Walks to me and nods. I think we should buddy up and look around, but be on high alert. That's my suggestion. Okay, out of character chat was what? Noted. Okay, so did y'all want to pair up or triple up? Wait, aside from me, there's 5 plus Jazeel. Me and Jazeel can cover a lot of ground. And Dungeon Master, am I spotting anything with the spyglass?
Not at this time, but you're still like only a minute or two into this. I kind of had session pause till you get back because people are trying to talk to you.
Okay. Pair may be better to cover more ground. Well, we won't spend all day doing it, but this is on our route. How many times they blink? We don't even know how large a hunting ground they could potentially cover. We could spend 2 to 3 hours searching and find nothing but time we wasted. So I'll stay with what I said. We can look around for an hour or 2.
You may look, but I am not.
Well then, Bilawi, if you will guard our empty wagons, then does anyone else wish to remain behind?
Cassie and John are willing to search. They'll buddy up.
Okay.
I'll search.
Okay, then Vasa, Velkin, if you're both willing. And very good. All right.
So Ilawi, Vasa, John, and Cassie are willing to try the space north of the road. Do you want to try the space south of the road?
I'm not going.
My bad. Vasa, Velkin. Oh no, there's more V's.
Of what?
Okay.
Vasa.
May I try?
Go ahead.
So, Vasa, Velkin, if you'll search behind us and to the north, Cassie, John, behind us and to the south. Jazeel and I will search north and south what lays ahead. Search for 45 minutes, maybe an hour, and return.
Okay. And Alawi staying by the wagons.
If you find something, return. And yeah, with that, Dungeon Master, Alawi staying with the wagons. The other 4 are split into 2 quadrants, and I've got half of the vector because I know that me and Jazeel can cover a lot more ground faster
Uh-huh.
And yeah. Uses my hand as I say, let's go.
Hmm.
Okay. So yeah, Dungeon Master. Me and Jaziel, well, I guess I put it in actions. And let's see, we're headed east.
Okay, that's an encounter. Alright, the party searches for about an hour. That's encounter checks. Let's see if anyone finds anything. Okay. Well, Coromid, the airborne stuff obviously disrupts your own search, but it kind of helps at points too, and yeah, nah, sorry party, it's a lot of desert and a lot of rocks and stuff, and you turn over a bunch of stones and you're not finding any scorpions tonight.
Yeah.
That being said, after about an hour the party does reconvene, all successfully in one piece. One of you had an encounter. Who? I won't say. Anyways, at this point I will call end of session party. Queue up actions you want to do. Party reconvenes at the wagons near the
What time of day is it,
crossroads.
Dungeon Master?
I'm about to crunch that. Give me a second. Let's see, that puts you at about lunchtime, actually. XP timeline, there we go. Voss, I have to delete my reminder about your debt collectors. Do you know how much fun they would have had if you tried to skip out? Aww. And over to timeline. Boop. Okay, this is closed, done.